Good evening, Team Hearth League. Welcome to the very first playoff edition of Friday Night Fights for Season 7. My name is Cinder, and I am joined for this very exciting night of matches by Slimps. Slimps, what is up, man?
Hey, excited to cast some playoff matches. We've got some very significant games here tonight.
I would say not only do we have significant games, we have three matches on the docket. So, what do we have coming up for tonight?
First off, we've got from Dirty Mike and the Boys against Prep Coin Concede, Cody of Dirty Mike and the Boys versus Necrotic of Prep Coin Concede. That's a 5 seed match. Dirty Mike and the Boys currently down 4 points to 8.
Yeah, I just got word just before the cast that Robobson, the 2 seed, picked up his match 3-2, and yesterday night, Jetlaw, the 1 seed, beat Surlos 3-2 as well. So Prepcoin Concede possibly positioning themselves to be in an upset situation here.
Yeah, no doubt. It was actually always looking a little bit closer than some of us gave it credit for.
Yeah, I think
Both teams same record, same division.
Dirty Mike and the boys, for the most part, taking what is considered the best lineup: Druid, Priest, Rogue, Warlock. But PrepCoin Concede now has 2 matches to 0, so there may be something that PrepCoin Concede identified because their lineup seems to be working. They both won their matches 3-2. So a lot of not much pressure for Necrotic, but quite a lot of pressure for Necrotic because he is in a position to put away this series if he sweeps this match against Cody.
Yeah, definitely. Teammates will forever be grateful for you to take a load off of their back going into their matches. When if Necrotic were to win with 12 points, it's pretty easy to get ahead with so many with 3 wins like that. It's I think they'd have to get swept back twice or something like that
Yeah,
to
I think
lose it at that point.
the 3-2s, the 2 points on each of those losses for Dirty Mike and the boys would at least give them the possibility of sweeping or 3-1ing their remaining games and staying competitive. But Necrotic, yeah, he's in really good position. He's in the pilot seat for the night. We're still waiting on that first match to queue up. Let's talk about the rest of the matches for the night. We have on the second set, it's going to be Brasky from Team Swagboy and Boom Boom Hall from Zenergy. How is this series playing out so far?
So far, very well for Swag Guy. Just got added by Necrotic, I believe. Must be
Great.
online. So far, Swaggoy's up 8 points to the lone 1 point from Zenergy. So yeah, Boom Boom Hall needs a win like nobody's business tonight against Brasky.
Yeah, if Brasky wins, does that put away the series for Swagboy?
With as few points as Zenergy has, even if they were to get 2 in a losing position, they would be guaranteed to lose at that point.
Wow. So Brasky in the driver's seat as well for his team. So 2 really exciting matches, and then our final match of the night, a 1 seed match against 2 teams who have not yet played. So this is their opening match. This is going to be really exciting. It's going to be Misadventure from the Texas Stubbies versus Slippin' Jimmy from the Doghouse. What do you foresee for this matchup?
This matchup's going to be awesome. Misadventure has had one of the better seasons among all players in THL. She's established herself as a very dominant 1 seed in the pretty competitive blue and purple conference. And Slippin' Jimmy's really been no slouch either, has maintained the 1 seed and gotten some pretty impressive wins himself. So this is going to be a really great match.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. Let's talk about the class selection a little bit for our first match, Cody versus Necrotic. As we mentioned, Dirty Mike and the boys mostly taking the straight level 1 set, but Cody has an interesting lineup: Hunter, Paladin, Rogue, Warlock, totally leaving behind the Druid and the Priest. What do you think about that?
Yeah, we were really curious about that one in Tavern Talk, leaving behind Druid and Priest. Might just not be classes that Cody's either had the collection for or very comfortable with, or there might be some other kind of strategy going on at play. But yeah, Hunter definitely one of the lesser picked classes. Paladin more of the niche class, but not picked very commonly here in the playoffs either.
No, but it is showing signs of life though. Despite not being played very much, its percentages are still pretty good in ranked mode. So there may still be promise for it as a set. Necrotic on the other side, similar lineup, but as opposed to the Hunter, he's taken Druid along with Paladin, Rogue, Warlock. So again, a fairly unconventional lineup.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, there's some interesting lineups tonight. As far as the submissions go, there's really the players we have tonight. There's a surprising lack of priest. I think I'm looking at I think maybe 4 out of 6 of the players we have tonight didn't bring priest. Am I really looking at that right? I believe I am.
That's interesting. Like I know Highlander Priest has kind of fallen out of favor somewhat because of the presence of like Ramp Druid and Big Priest, but you would think that at least Big Priests would still be a deck that you would want to bring in a conquest format. It has just good odds of winning just about any matchup.
Yeah, and there is some room to tech it as well, depending. So yeah, I don't know. It's gotten hurt a little bit in some of the recent Vicious Syndicate, but I don't know. I would still tend to bring Priest, and Big Priest can have its place too. But
yeah,
Highlander would be more likely.
One would think it's just a skilled pilot can take Highlander Priest and win just about any matchup. And Priest is one of those classes that has multiple archetypes, so good conquest deck because you can, as you said, tech it differently and play different archetypes. So in positions down in the control booth, working away for us. In position, do we have word on the bans yet?
They're exchanging that now, and I should have it for you momentarily.
Great. So I'm going to speculate a little bit on these bans. I feel like Rogue is just so strong right now that I think it's being banned quite a bit in competitive play. It's already been the most banned class just with a few matches played this week. Splinch, what are your thoughts on ban strategies here?
Yeah, it depends on what else there is. Banning Rogue and bringing some more aggressive type decks seems good. I don't know. I think in some of the more recent weeks we've seen about a pretty even split from Rogue being banned compared to Priest and Druid. So I think it's just all up to preference. At the end, I kind of like leaving Rogue up. Galactic Crawler is a pretty powerful tech. Pirates are too good to play because generally you're playing Prince Kaliseth. One of the better things about Prince Kaliseth is patches. So basically forced to be playing Pirates.
All right, guys, the bans are in. Cody banned Druid, Necrotic banned Warlock. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell them to start.
All right, fantastic. So that leaves up for Necrotic. He will be playing with the Paladin Rogue Warlock set. Cody now playing with Hunter Paladin Rogue. So again, there are 2 Paladins, 2 Rogues, and just the Hunter and Warlock separates them. I'm really curious to see which variation of Hunter Necrotic comes up with, because did I say Hunter or Warlock? I said Warlock. Because Warlock can go 2 ways, and if you see an aggressive set like Hunter, Paladin, Rogue, Warlock for your opponent, like that could be a control lock.
Right. Let's see. Warlock was banned, so
Warlock was banned on Cody's side, so Necrotic still has his remaining. Is that right in position?
Yep, that's correct. Cody banned Druid, Necrotic banned Warlock.
Got it.
Who's on bottom?
I don't know.
Thank you, Banja. All right, Necrotic will be on the player's perspective. We're going to jump right into this one.
Yep, Cody has Spectator
on. All right, well, we'll at least spectate Necrotic for the moment. Necrotic opening up with the Rogue against Cody's Hunter. Generally speaking, Hunter tends to suffer against the really swingy openings from Rogue. So as we see the opening hand, Swashbuckler, SI7, Plague Scientist, Vilespine, and Necrotic is on the coin as Rogue. Pretty good position to be in for the Rogue against an aggressive deck.
Yep, just getting in.
And Necrotic will open with the Swashbuckler. Cody did not have a one play, but we get into the game with Cody. Cody is holding 2 Galactic Crawlers in his hand. Uh-oh.
This could get ugly.
Yeah, that's a good way to be. Looks like Necrotic might have actually been trying to prevent this sort of situation by playing an elemental.
Oh, look at this. Tolvir Stone Shapers.
Yep.
That is... Yeah, okay. I could go with it, but the Coin Plague Scientist is going to answer the first Galactic Crawler, and that clears the board of Pirates, so that second one is just going to be a River Crocodile for the moment.
Yeah, I don't mind coining out that Plague Scientist. Hurts a bit, but no elementals to look forward to. SI7 Agent, ouch, would just be eating up that, but now the Firefly is obviously the superior play.
Yeah, this is going to allow him to set up for that turn 4 Tolvir Stone Shaper that's going to put a hard stop to that Eaglehorn bow that Cody has equipped. And without a beast on board, or in hand even, Cody's got an awkward turn 4 here.
Yeah, thankfully gets a pretty good animal companion. I'm actually wondering why Necrotic went face with that dagger, but yeah, keeps the other elemental to undoubtedly combo the other Stone Shaper, SI7. Wow,
Yeah,
even goes with the bow right on the 1-2.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see him clear the 1-2 with the bow. That's pretty aggressive. I guess he saw the Plague Scientist and decided to respect the possibility for another combo play with that Tolvir 3/5 bubble taunt. Spellbreaker's an immediate answer, though, and Cody is now on the march with a fairly superior board. Necrotic has to come up with something here.
Yep, so probably want to be playing another elemental, getting more taunts up, or yeah, just getting a board clear here. Can do everything at once, really.
Yeah, this is not bad. The 4 points combined will clear the Misha, and Tolvir gets value traded as Spellbreaker. Declines to play the Flame Elemental, though. I think he probably would have been better served to play it, but good swing turn for the Rogue, so now it's Cody's back on the back foot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is not the position you want to be in. Have Scavenging Hyena and Unleash the Hounds come back at any point. It's just kind of a question of when.
I'm surprised you didn't set up a double Tolvir turn next turn. You could have done that.
Yeah, could have had a Shadow Step combined with the Flame Elemental. Although I think I suspect that perhaps Necrotic is holding the Flame Elemental for a turn 6 combo play with the Vilespine Slayer. So it may not be bad. It's more swing turns is good for Rogue as opposed to just playing dumb taunts.
Yeah, kind of wondering what to do here. Unleash the Hounds would be not great in this position.
So Cody rolls the Huffer on the Animal Companion, decides to go ahead and trade with it. And the Galaka is going to come down as a 2/3. And not much board effect here. Necrotic now has a pretty good opportunity to start building a board for himself.
Yep. So can try and set up that elemental synergy again. Can either backstab or trade the 3/1. Either way, the Vilespine Slayer is unexpected. A Bittertide Hydra or something could be a problem if that card gets played.
True enough. Perhaps Necrotic considering that no turn 6 play from Cody. But could have expected to see a big minion there. He didn't play it, but he actually Necrotic showing a little discipline, holds the Vilespine Slayer, and Cody's got a very weak hand for turn 7 here.
Hungry Crab has all the crabs for Paladin and Rogue, so even if the Hunter can't do it there might be something to be said for that. Probably want to keep that as hidden as possible unless that kill command is really going to be something.
You think Necrotic has any beasts in his deck?
Well, some rogue builds do run Bittertide Hydra, so there's a possibility. But I don't know that it's going to happen. Necrotic identifies the Shadow Step Bilespine play here. He's going to clear off that Scavenging Hyena, and Cody is just about out of gas here.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Necrotic smartly playing the Flame Elemental down to trigger off the Stone Shaper for that turn 8. Things looking up for Necrotic as long as he can keep the board clean.
Yeah, Shadowcaster is actually pretty neat inclusion as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like Shadowcaster can bounce back a Bilespine. You can play the 1/1 Bilespine immediately for another minion clear. This is an interesting deck.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
It's a shame
Cody
he
empties the hand.
And he had to show the crab.
Yeah, he sure did. Oh wow, look at this.
Didn't
How do you
have to
pass
show
this
the
up by
crab, right?
Necrotic?
Yeah, he didn't have to.
No, shows the crab though. We'll see if that impacts anything in the future. Lich King, yeah, so this is a slower rogue, oddly, when it was going against fellow rogue, Paladin Hunter. Yeah, it seems like the things are kind of closed off for the Hunter now. No telling how this Lich King can get dealt with, and yeah. Yeah, better to eat you with.
With no answer to the Lich King, Necrotic now showing 10 damage. He's reaching for that Shadowcaster to bounce back. But I tell you what, that Death Coil, that's 2-turn lethal, just about guaranteed. But he's gonna go for this second Lich King on board, possibly for even more Death Knight cards, and just bury Cody in card value here.
Why not? Yeah, use that coil.
Board completely clean now for Necrotic. Lich King hits face for 11. I think this one's a done deal, boys.
Yeah, basically, Assuring Lethal setup has 2 Frostmournes to help out.
So the double or the quad crab Hunter fails to hit its target on the rogue. So the Paladin does remain for Necrotic. So maybe Cody will have better luck with this Hunter in the next set.
Yeah, it has Warlock to go up against. That could be good. Also has Paladin. So yeah, we'll just have to see.
There is always the outside chance that that's a control Paladin. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe
hell yeah.
Necrotic may have pulled the old switcheroo on Cody. We'll see it though, because Paladin hasn't been banned.
Yep, Cody needs these wins real bad, and if that Hunter ends up being a limiting factor, that will be a shame.
And I tell you, Hunter has been, even though it seems like a great tech choice against the other slow decks like Ramp Druid and Big Priest, Hunter has been kind of an Achilles heel for a lot of lineups in competitive play.
I think that has to do with the THL setup, where you know what they're bringing, and Hunter is fairly easy to prepare for.
Looks like Necrotic does have the Murloc Paladin, but check this out. That's a Golakka Crawler. So just as In Position was saying, man, if you know what your opponent's taking, tech choice is so easy.
Yeah, no kidding. And it's not even like we see anything too special against the Hunter. You just kind of make sure you can get out ahead of them. But Cody switches to Rogue, gets the very good Prince Kelt. Seth has Fireflies to follow up Backstab.
Yeah, Cody's got a great hand. Coin Keliseth, very welcome. Got some combo opportunity. Necrotic, awkward turn 2. No Murlocs to play. Has to go to the hero power.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate.
And Van Cleef being picked up as well. If Van Cleef hits the board, it's going to be tough for Necrotic to deal with a large minion. But Corpse Taker coming in may offer some taunt shenanigans to help hold back the tide of Cody's aggression.
Yeah, and then with Finja, can definitely come back like that. A pirate, Patch is getting played, which is actually, if it were any other pirate, Galactic Crawler could have actually seen the light of day. Corpse Taker might force another dagger at the very least, for whatever's that worth, to set up Edwin to get killed by Finja, maybe.
Yeah, so this Corpse Taker is going to absorb a good bit of damage, but it is going to leave the Van Cleef on board. So turn 5 for Necrotic's almost certainly just going to have to be Finja.
Yep, Finja, and then hopefully getting a big enough board to get a Spike Ridge Steed off.
I'll tell you what,
Pray for no Bile Spine.
Yeah, Finja's going to stay stealth and be a guaranteed Steed target, and then there's 2 Bone Mares in hand. So
yeah,
Necrotic's had it in this game by a long shot.
Yeah, Steed or Gentle Megasaur, depending. Yep, Scalebane seems pretty reasonable. Just hope that buff doesn't go on the Edwin. That would really suck.
That is a scary board though for Cody.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage being piled up. That's lethal already. Necrotic needs to answer right away.
Yeah, that's a ton of damage. That's goes ahead and gets the taunt anyway like that. Buff went on Edwin. Yeah, probably would have actually been better to put the Spike Ridge, just let the Finja die and get a Spike Ridge on a healthier Murloc.
It's not a Megasaur, maybe.
But this sequence, unless Cody comes up with a total clear here, is going to guarantee that Necrotic can have a Bone Mare target to continue to hold back the tide. But that dagger hit's going to do it. Full clear for Cody. Necrotic hitting against the ropes now.
Right. Look at these guys just buffing each other. Yep, so Bone Mare, no board for it. Rallying Blade could hit the E3. Hate to see that. Just going for taunts instead, I guess.
Yeah, it's the only thing that
dead,
keep Necrotic alive here.
Wouldn't be dead, but would basically be dead to the board, and now that is most certainly dead. You know that Bone Mare's there. Okay.
Yeah, Bone Mare's going to seal the deal. Cody evens up the series 1-1 on the Rogue versus Paladin, and the Paladin's been revealed, so Cody may be able to switch back to the Hunter and take advantage of those Hungry Crabs.
Yep. Rogue kind of beating up on the lesser classes here.
So with the classes remaining, Necrotic still needs a win with the Paladin. He does have the Warlock remaining, and Cody with the Hunter, as we noted. And Cody also has a Paladin waiting in the wings. So have to see what he has in store as well.
Yeah. So both rogues with their wins, Paladins remaining, and Necrotic still has Warlock. Decided to ban out Warlock. I think Zoo would be maybe slightly better in this case, but Pirates could also be a liability.
Interesting position though for Necrotic though, because he now knows, he has the information that the Galakas are present in Cody's deck, so he may mulligan for the small demons and keep the Pirates off the board, which may be to his advantage here.
Yep. So, fortunately for Cody, going first with. Okay, there we go. Hungry Crab is going to do the job. That's just enough, basically. To adapt this can mean a whole lot.
Yeah, that turn to adapt could change the course of this game very, very quickly. Razormaw coming down.
Yeah. Or any attack buff in general here would be great.
Yeah, value trade immediately. Now, already 5-4 stats for Cody on Beasts. Necrotic, though, has the opportunity to play a coin Tar Creeper, or he's going to go for the South Sea Captain. He's betting against that Galactic Crawler.
Yep, and knowing that it would be a Galactic Crawler on 3 for whatever that's worth instead of Animal Companion, but it looks like it's actually pretty good news for Cody. Going to have a reliable beast moving forward into the Houndmaster turn, and yeah, that South Sea Captain doesn't really mean much.
Yeah, he'll get a value trade on the Hungry Crab, and the Tar Creeper's going to come down and get in the way. But yeah, that's Spellbreaker and Houndmaster, both great answers to that 3/5 Tar Creeper.
Oh yeah, decides to go for the Spellbreaker instead because yeah, the Tar Creeper was just way too much in the way here. Now, the Saronite Chain Gang seems pretty decent. Darkshire Councilman's not really doing a whole lot, and yeah, squeezing in that veteran buff doesn't really accomplish much either.
Yeah, I think the chain gang will at the very least prevent the minimum 8 damage that Cody has on board. So yeah, that's what Necrotic's going to go with. Going to once again try to slow the bleeding a little bit, give himself an opportunity to come back in this. Houndmaster answers one of the Saronite, and the Spellbreaker takes the value trade on the other. Necrotic
yeah,
again on the back
are
foot.
Awesome. I think, yeah, Necrotic's probably just going to have to go for that Malchezaar Zemp Doomguard turn after. Is it? Yeah, getting the 2/1 out rather than the 1/2 and buffing the Voidwalker probably.
Oh, this is interesting. He goes for it on the Darkshire Councilman, which may be a nod of respect to the possibility of the Savannah Highmane, giving him an ability to trade a single minion into it to break it into 2 hyenas.
I think I would have liked it on the Voidwalker just to prevent that big bad wolf from doing the job and surviving. Oh my god, Deathstalker Rexar, that is well, yeah, that's a board clear for sure.
Yeah, it's a hugely punishing turn for Cody. Rexar by himself clearing off the 2 minions, and then yeah, minion pressure on board is going to take care of the rest. And Cody, in such a strong board position, not too worried about losing the steady shot hero power.
Yeah, it was such a good board clear, good tempo swing, keeps these minions up. See what Necrotic can find here.
This 5/7 for Necrotic is going to do a ton of work.
Yeah,
Cody's hand is not great right now.
Oh, that Eagle Horn Bow changes a lot, and he can squeeze in the Razor Maw along with it. Tundra Rhino is hard to pass up when it comes to building a beast, but decides to go with the... Oh yeah, did get the Tundra Rhino, yeah. It's basically always the way to go.
Yeah, he's just got Tundra Rhino plus stats, which is great for him. Yeah. That early Razor Maw, as we said, that was the tipping point in this set so far. Necrotic never able to get back on board after those early value trades.
Yeah, that Hungry Crab really saved it all. Without a 1-drop, the Hunter was just going to be in a rough way.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, if there was no 1-drop for Cody at all, this would have been a very, very different game.
Yeah, Tundra Rhino, no need to build another beast, just get that going there.
Yeah, this is now quite a lot of pressure for Cody. He's holding in hand 8, and he's got 7 on board. That's 15. If Necrotic plays his Flame Imp, he's dead. Tar Creeper might save him for a turn, though.
Yeah, I think one of the only ways that Necrotic could end up coming back now is the Warlock Death Knight, but that's too many turns away. And yeah, well, even with no steady shot, these beasts are going to keep hitting face. Kill command's pretty reasonable to get through here and push 7 damage. And yeah, I just don't know.
Yeah, like Necrotic has to find an answer for that 4/6 Rhino, and there just isn't one in that Warlock deck that I can think of. Yep, Bone Mare on an empty board is not going to do him any good. Okay, Firefly will give him an opportunity to give the Bone Mare a landing pad, but Cody may still be able to punch through this. Let's see, he's got 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he can push 6 now. So yeah, Cody's going to take game 3.
Yeah, Hunter managed to do the job. That Deathstalker Rexar was a really great turn. Dealt 8 AoE damage.
Yeah,
yeah, that was about it.
Against
Keep
the
the fuel.
Zoo deck, man, that Consecrate effect is just so punishing.
Yep. So now Cody just has to win with Paladin. Knows exactly what he's up against in Murloc, Paladin, and Zoo.
Yeah, you're right. Necrotic has revealed all three of his decks now. I'm getting word that Necrotic got DC'd. That means, if I recall correctly, that means Cody's going to have an opportunity to take the win in this game, which would give him the set.
Who has the DC?
Necrotic just messaged me, said he got disconnected.
Oh, well, he can reconnect.
Fair enough. I think so.
Yeah, the rules really only ever apply when it's mid-game. Yep, so hopefully he can just get back on.
Yep, letting him know that he should be able to just jump right back in.
Yeah, so yeah, a win here for Cody will mean the world. It's pretty necessary at this point for this to be a good series with still more to be done. So yeah, Cody just needs that Paladin win. Don't actually know what Paladin it is. Murloc Paladin, then plenty of opportunities to win. Probably Tactical Akkas, which helps against Zoo.
So the Paladin on Cody's side, depending on, it could be a number of things, but a number of different outcomes. But we see the Biofin Inquisitor in the opening hand, so we know for sure this is a Murloc Paladin. How aggressive of a build it is, though, remains to be seen. Another awkward opening hand for Necrotic. Hydrologist is okay, but you really want to one-drop in this mirror match. Hydrologist's not bad.
Yeah, kind of. As long as there's no. Well, there he is.
Oh, Rockpool Hunter coming off the top means value trade, and again, Necrotic finds himself in a situation where he cannot get on board because of value trades.
Yeah. Thankfully, there's the weapon.
Hydrologist can provide a secret on turn 3, and then Corpse Taker may be able to let him fight back on board, depending on what Cody can play out.
Yeah, Hydrologist into Noble Sacrifice would be amazing. Pick that.
There it is.
Really, really quick. There's always an argument to whether you, well, at the very least, just don't make it obvious that you got. Yeah, or I don't know. It can go both ways.
Don't take the stat pick, yeah.
Depends on how you think about it.
Wicker Flame not bad here. This will allow Necrotic to absorb a little bit of damage and trade away at least the Hydrologist. I'm surprised he didn't take the swing on the Rock Pool with the weapon, though.
Yeah, probably just doesn't even want to bother. Although knowing that for sure that Wicker Flame was going to be dead. Well, I don't know. It's going to keep this weapon until a minion can get an attack. I guess maybe even planning out letting Finch getting the attack, getting that sure kill. No, gives it a try now.
Oh, so yeah, maybe Necrotic was he smelled the Noble Sack and didn't want to attack into it, but he ended up having no choice anyway.
Yeah.
Finch coming down for Cody, but Necrotic has one of his own and a Tarim to back it up. So
yeah, Finn just gonna have to chill, which isn't the worst thing in the world with a Bone Mare to look forward to in just a turn.
Yeah, and if Necrotic can pick up a Steed, that actually would be quite huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Options for Cody. Noble Sack could be taken again, but when you're ahead on board, do you just you take the Redemption or the Getaway Kodo to recur some value? Yeah, he takes the Redemption.
Yeah, might as well with stuff like.
Now I don't
on the board.
I don't like this. I don't like Hero Power and then Redemption, because then you run the risk of redeeming a 1/1, which has no real value. Ooh, Consecration's a huge pickup here.
Oh. Wow, yeah. And then I guess leaving it up to kill something that might get redeemed, or at least having that option, but then you're leaving your Finja for their Finja. can't play any minion if you're worried about the Finja.
I don't-
I don't know. With Bone Mare next turn, yeah, it might just be best to go with something and get out ahead of that.
Yeah, I think in a post Bone Mare world, you have to try to hedge against that turn 7 play as much as you can. I mean, if he's got Bone Mare, Finch is going to accept that buff anyway, so he may as well, get a little more presence on the board. So I like this.
Yeah, it makes Sunkeeper Tarum potential, but yeah, that will only do so much. Really be nice to have a weapon up. Oh, that's...
Ouch. Tarum suddenly out of the picture. You can't tear him into a board like that. But he's going to play it anyway.
You can pretty easily, because you'll have your 3/7 facing off against a 3/3.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
this
it kills the
terrible.
Murlocs, of course.
Okay, yeah, no, I take it back. That's a pretty good setup there for Necrotic.
Yeah.
Cody's got a Tarum of his own, though.
Yeah, Tarum of his own. Tyrion, though, but...
Necrotic holding on to Tyrion now. Here we go.
Yeah, so... This... Oh, wow, he even has a pirate version bringing Galakas. So... Yeah, Gentle Megasaur could be a big difference here. +3 attacker, poisonous, and this Tyrion gets dealt with in a pretty nice way. You can buff another little Murloc too, and maybe finally give up on the fact that your opponent isn't playing pirates. I don't know. Or just
Cody,
chill. Yeah, that's fine too.
Yeah, Cody deciding to let Tarum absorb Tyrion's first hit and just build a bigger board with the Scalebane. Ooh, the Steed! Oh my goodness!
I don't even know if the Steed... It's kind of awkward, but the Rallying Blade is so good, it would kill that Galaka or that 3/3 Murloc if you'd really like to.
Yeah, I agree. I think Rallying Blade plus some combination of Murlocs is definitely a play, and he's got the Redemption gets picked up to bring back Tyrion at 6/1 with a bubble. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
That
oh yeah, grab Redemption. Bring that Tyrion back. Oh my god, that was a big missed opportunity there, I would say. That Redemption would have been so great.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think maybe he was just planning on playing out the Spike Ridge and didn't want to have the Hydrologist brought back, but why not just play out the Rock Pool, put up that Redemption? Oh man, yeah. that's rough.
Yeah, gets the poisonous, and yeah, the repentance. Maybe if there was a consecration or something.
Well, we did see one earlier, but yeah, this poisonous is just absolute trouble for Necrotic. This is exactly what he didn't want to have happen.
No. Yeah, I think the rallying blade, finding that redemption would have been so good.
And Patches had still been in the deck, so Cody getting an extra point of damage in on this set, and Necrotic is facing down lethal, but the consecration gets picked up again!
He had another.
What a top deck!
Wow.
Oh my. Played 2 of them.
Necrotic has to take a little face damage to get rid of one of those minions, but Cody's got another Bone Mare in hand. This is going to hurt.
No kidding. Yeah, it was kind of nice, but...
It's a great top deck from Necrotic, but it was just a turn too late.
Yeah.
Oh, and Murloc Tidecaller is just like the worst thing he could draw. That's going to be it. 3-1's going to go to Cody.
Cody takes it 3-1, brings the series to a nice even 8-9 with the 2 matches left to decide things. And next up we have Boom Boom and Bresky. Yeah, I think looking back, that Rallying Blade played was just awesome.
Yeah, that was it seemed like Necrotic had the deck tipped correctly for the mirror. But I think he had some questionable choices there that would have really allowed him to stay in the game. You know, he even top decked correctly if such a thing could be done. But yeah, that was some poor recognition on Necrotic's part. I think that maybe for the if they advance, he could possibly work on those. So looking forward, we have Boom Boom Hall and Brasky, as you noted. Let's take a look at the classes here. Boom Boom bringing Druid, Paladin, Rogue, Warlock, which is very similar to what we just saw from Necrotic, and then Brasky bringing Druid, Priest, Rogue, Warlock. That's just the straight level 1 set. So this being the second time we've seen this Druid, Paladin, Rogue, Warlock. What do you think is the strategy to this particular lineup?
Druid, Paladin, Rogue, Warlock. I'm really not sure what the role of Paladin is. Murloc Paladin is the most popular one. No one's really trying to go for the control business, and Murloc Paladin is pretty good against Druid. So you could leave Druid up. You could ban the Rogue or the Priest, then depending on what you felt like.
I think the Murloc Paladin does pretty well against priests. And if you have a lot of people bringing Druid Priest and you expect to see that, Paladin may not be a bad take. But as we've seen, if you take Paladin, you got to be prepared for crabs. So it is a risky play, but it could, I can see it paying off.
Troll Paladin, boys.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure someone somewhere has played Control Paladin in this league, so it's not unheard of.
Yeah, I used to be brave enough to think that it could beat Priest, but that was before Velen was the absolute way to go.
Yeah, it's pretty tough for Control Paladin to win where the combo decks are, because it's you can only just stall and heal for so long before Velen just burns you down from 30. So it's tricky.
Yep. But we'll see. They are not online.
Well, that's not good.
Boom Boom Hall's in BattleNet. I'm gonna give him a little message.
You know what?
We already got one.
Believe in position. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Boom Boom Hall is going to be unavailable for a little bit.
Yeah, he just messaged me. They're still in their band practice. I could probably edge him out of there, but I don't see Brasky online either. Matter of fact, Boom Boom just said, okay, he's coming.
Okay, well, there's one.
How weird.
Yeah, you got a playoff match tonight. Gotta be ready.
Yeah, but where is Brasky? He's also
it's unusual. Well, Brasky's, he's like, all I got to do is just, win this set and then we're good. So he's just taking it easy.
I know, right? So, yeah, we'll see what happens. And then on Brasky's end, I'm not even sure when you bring this great lineup, you're definitely not banning the Paladin. Probably leaving Druid up would be my guess, especially if you're trying to play Zoo. Zoo seems like it might be the way to go.
Yeah, Zoo is either banning the Warlock or banning the Rogue would seem to make a lot of sense. Those are fast, aggressive decks that Druid and Priest have a hard time dealing with. So I can definitely see that. You know what else? Let me pick your brain on something here. So we have this level 1 lineup, right? Druid, Priest, Rogue, Warlock. That's what that lineup appears at least half the time, and for almost everyone else, it has 3 of those 4 classes. But check this out: there are 11 players taking Mage in this playoff series. In fact, Doghouse has 3, Swagoy has 2, Prepcoin Conceit has 2, and there's 1 sprinkled in here and there. Is there something about Mage that they're not telling us?
I happen to really like the controlled style Death Knight Mage, but I mean, if it were a format where you could know that the Warlocks that people are bringing so much could be Zoo, that'd be one thing, but yeah. You can tech in Galakas even and then have a really nice matchup against Rogue. The priest matchup can be very interesting. Druid is probably worth giving up on because teching Skulking Geist is only so good.
Yeah, I think the only proper answer to Jade Druid or Ramp Druid at this point is to just run it down with as much power on board as you possibly can. So like Warlock really good at it, Rogue really good at it, Paladin seems good at it, but again, crabs are a thing, so it's only so much mileage you can get out of those aggressive decks that rely so heavily on pirates and murlocs.
I would say too that there are people having success with Mage, both in tournaments with Ike, and then I think Gara hit pretty high ranked legend with a control Mage, which was doing pretty good. And I can say I've had some opponents bring it, and it's kind of hard to prepare against because it makes your other matchups weaker, and then B, you don't know if it's control, freeze, secret, and those different options present different good and bad matchups.
True enough. In fact, looking at the first game in Prep Coin Concede versus Dirty Mike just last night, Jetlaw versus Surlos. Jetlaw took the mage. Surlos banned it. So Surlos clearly saw something. Yeah, like that's a serious respect ban to ban the mage.
And part of that's just making your planning easier. You don't have to plan for it could be this or it could be that.
Could be
True
Quest.
Enough.
Yeah,
that's
Quest.
True. Yeah. I mean, there was a time that Warrior as a class had 6 viable archetypes, and it was
times.
You just had to ban Warrior because there was no way to plan against it. If you didn't ban it, you could lose to one of 6 completely different decks.
Yeah, you'd hate to run into that. Hate to run into those Cthulhu Warriors, especially.
Yeah, there was like Pirate Warrior, there was Tempo Warrior, Dragon Warrior, Control Warrior, Cthulhu Warrior, and there was still some remnants of what's it with the Grim Patrons, Patron Warrior. Just run all of those running around at the same time.
Mm-hmm. We need to figure out a way how to determine whether Brasky's showing.
Yeah. Can we
Discord?
To Discord? Yeah, I see it. Boom Boom seems to have stepped away from his band practice. That's dedication right there.
Yep. So, yeah, really not sure what else at this point, unless Brasky says, "Oh, Brasky's on."
Okay. Come on, Brasky. There's only so much talkstone we want to do for tonight.
Yeah, the thing about playing matches consecutively like this is there's always a range in which things can happen.
Yeah, you're right.
Match could be over in a half hour, could be over in an hour and 15 minutes.
Sure enough, and looks like Boom Boom's ready, so we just need to wait on Brasky to show up. So we had quite a number of cards that we saw from the new set. What is it? Kobolds and caverns? Kobolds and something?
Kobolds and caverns.
I feel like that's not Kobolds and catacombs. That's what it was. So every class getting a legendary weapon. That's kind of cool.
Oh, every class.
Every class is getting a legendary weapon. Now they're not weapons necessarily. They get equipped like a weapon, but like the mage one is 6 mana and it draws 3 cards at the end of your turn for 3 turns. So huge value, but very very slow. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think in this world of THL tech against everything, I think oozes are going to be the course of the day every week for the entirety of season 8. What's that?
Gluttonous Ooze rotates, right? Although I don't even know if Gluttonous Ooze was.
Gluttonous was that was Ungoro, so that's going to be in the set for another year.
Ah, okay.
So Gluttonous Ooze or just Acidic Swamp Ooze. Now there's Toxic Sewer Ooze, which is the inferior of the two, but oozes abound. And of course, there's still the Buccaneer. So yeah, like weapon breaks, I think they're going to be a thing for a while.
Yeah, those cards would just Well, I don't know. It depends on if they really end up getting played that widely, or if anyone's brave enough to bring them to
Yeah, true
THL.
enough. Yeah, just because they exist doesn't mean that people are going to play them. I mean, I don't think we've seen Scourge Lord Garrosh ever in a THL
No.
cast. So that, yeah, we'll see. But it looks like Brasky's online, so we might have ourselves a match finally.
Yay.
I wonder, they're not special weapons that can't be destroyed or something like that, are
No.
they?
No, in fact, they lose durability every time like the effect triggers. So I mean, they should be breakable.
Oh, they break.
All
Pretty
right.
lame for a legendary weapon.
It's like you can have, I guess, legendary minions can be destroyed too. So I guess it's not the end of the world, but
Oh yeah.
it's gonna feel real bad to equip that thing and then just have it be broken by a two drop.
Yep. So I'm curious now. Brasky has Warlock going up against Paladin, going up against Warlock, with Rogue and Druid being the more attractive ban targets. I think this is one of those scenarios where I would expect to see Brasky bringing a slower Warlock in this instance. It seems like Zoo's been the preference, but
Yeah, I think if I see Druid and Rogue Warlock, I could definitely see an argument to banning the Druid and then taking a
banning
control
the
lock.
Druid for sure.
Yeah, like control lock seems like it would do pretty good against like an aggressive Paladin, Rogue, and a Zoo lock. So yeah, I could definitely see it.
Yeah, I don't know if Boom Boom's going to recognize that too, and if that might be too obvious. It seems really strong.
Yep. So I see they're in the screen in
Nice.
position. Are the bands in?
They're coming. I don't have them yet.
Right.
So here's sorry about that. Here's a nice little tidbit. In week 6, Boom Boom Hall beat Brasky 3-1. So this is a bit of a opportunity for Brasky to get some redemption. But again, Brasky in a position to actually put away the series and allow Swagoy to advance. So Boom Boom's got all the work in the world to do here.
Yep, and yeah, Boom Boom really needs to repeat that performance again.
Hey guys, real quick, Brasky banned Rogue, and who's going to be on bottom?
Rogue ban, not a huge surprise, I don't think. That seems to be the most common ban. So the real question is going to be, what does Boom Boom go for? Was he targeting the Rogue, or is he going to be banning it and targeting something else?
No, Boom Boom banned a Druid.
Boom Boom banned Druid, and what did Brasky ban?
Brasky bans the Rogue, so
Oh,
I think
interesting.
Yeah, so if you take Warlock and you ban the Druid, that's a control Warlock. There's almost no question about it.
Yeah, I think that would make sense. You don't want to play Zoo against Priest.
Right? Yeah, you take Zoo to beat Druid partially. So yeah, if he's banning the Druid, he's playing. Yeah, I think that's a control lock. So looks like they're getting into the first match. So let's take a peep and see what game one says.
Yep, so must win for Boom Boom. In fact, at this point, yeah, sweeps and 3-1s are significant. There's a lot of pressure on Boom Boom here. It's insane.
Bratsky opening up, Kazakis in the opening hand, so we know that it is Razakis. Look at this Boom Boom Hall. That's Prince Kelsteth and a Malchazar Zip. He did take Zoo. So he took Zoo and banned the Druid anyway.
That's very strange.
Yeah, that's Boom Boom. You take Zoo to beat Druid. Don't ban the Druid, ban something else. Ban the Rogue. Rogue would be fine.
I can tell you because I'm on his team. Boom Boom does not like Druid.
Yeah.
Just a hate ban, I guess.
Oh, he's got Cabal Trafficker. This is
Oh. Maybe this is like
there are a bit slower ones though.
Yeah, I mean, we call it Zoo, but really the modern Zoo build is really more of a mid-range deck. But the Prince Kaliseth coming out on 2 means Boom Boom's going to have a lot of value going forward. But Brasky already with Kazakis and Velen in hand, he's not looking too bad. He's got some card draw choices as well. So Brasky's well on his way to getting towards the combo.
Yeah, no kidding. Kazakis, Radiant Elemental.
Must consider.
Yeah, Radiant Elemental Smite seems like the way to go. Might as well take out the 2/2, maybe even just hit that imp again.
Yeah, I think the 2/2 seems like the play. That leaves just the 1/2s up against each other, which almost guarantees that Brasky will have a card draw availability with the Cleric next turn. And Boom Boom Hall's hand so heavy, 5/6, 5/7, unable to play anything into this board, and that's a hero power pass for Boom Boom. That hurts.
Yeah, got the Prince, but not really worth a whole lot there to be tapping on turn 3. But yeah, we'll see. Scalebane could change things. That's pretty hard for Priest to be working with, but yeah.
Brasky's got a breadth of options for card draw. Goes for the heal on the Cleric, and on that draw, he picks up Raza. My goodness.
Yeah, it's so good for Brasky that Brasky could even go for some crazy 1-mana Kazakis potion here, be able to play it instantly, or
yeah, there's definitely an argument. If you have Velen in hand and you have the opportunity for a 1-mana, I can see going for it, but
with Dragonfire potion, yeah.
Brasky needs to deal with that 3/7, so he's going to decide to go by challenging the board with that Raza, getting an instant. That's a 0-mana heal and another card, so good recognition for Brasky.
Yeah, I kind of like this too. Get the 5/5 out there, get the free heal, free draw.
Yeah, he's not in
options open.
Right, at 29 health, he's not in any real danger. He can afford to take a couple of face hits and just create a bigger board. And Boom Boom Hall down to really just playing 1 minion here. Question of, do you take the Doomguard or do you take the Scalebane?
So many possibilities.
Scalebane. There's also an option of, yeah, the Dreadlord could buff your Councilman up. You could trade into the 5/5, get that free 1 damage here. But yeah, given how hard Scalebane is to interact with minus Shadow Word Death, this seems pretty nice.
Yeah, that Scalebane is in these decks specifically to apply pressure to the priest, being unable to clear it with the Dragonfire potion. Brasky could play a very passive turn with the Target Reaper, or could go for a Kazakis potion and see if he can roll into some kind of board removal. Maybe on the 5 mana, take the 4 damage to everything.
Yeah, there's that. Alternatively, could also go for a 1 mana potion to be able to play immediately. Maybe get the 2 mana AoE in combination with the 3 or something. Yeah, he's gonna try something like that. Definitely take the 2 damage AoE for starters.
Either way, I think he's got to deal with this board over 2 turns. So yeah, taking the 1 mana.
Right now. Yeah, this is a board clear.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that'll allow all the trades. He got both damage effects for the Kazakis potion. Great RNG for Brasky here.
Yep, and if he couldn't have gotten one or the other, then I think, yeah, you could have gotten buffs for your board to compensate with the damage they were taking. You could have frozen something. Also,
Cabal Trafficker gives Boom Boom Jiraxis. Oh, that's nice, but probably not against a combo deck. So I don't know if that's going to be doing anything. But look at this, Brasky picks up Anduin off of the Novice Engineer, and he's already played Raza, so he's just about ready to get roaring and going here.
Yeah, this is Raza and the Anduin's always going to be a good time. With Dragonfire too, with Velen already in the hand, it's hard to fall back from this position. Do you want to play that Doom card?
I don't know. I mean, like, you almost have to. I don't know what else. I mean, there is the bone mare, but you know the bone mare is liable to get cleared from an Anduin play. But that's 2 turns away, so I wouldn't be opposed to him playing it. But he goes for the 4 attack minions to try and dodge the answers that Priest normally has. Look at that. That's Cruel the Shackled, or Cruelly Unshackled, that just came off of that Trafficker.
Wow.
So this actually raises an interesting question. Have you seen a duplicate of any card in Boom Boom Hall's deck?
Ye Fireflies, all the pirates in the world.
Did we see them though?
Nope.
You think that what's the?
I think they're getting played.
I hope so, because if it goes back to Boom Boom Hall's turn and that Cruel turns yellow,
yeah,
I'm really curious that this Cabal Trafficker. I mean, it is doing work in this set so far, but what is the strategy behind it? I'm really wondering about this.
Just to be better off against the Priest, it seems like.
Now with Brasky's turn here, I'm not sure why he didn't just go for the clear with the Dragonfire Potion. He's facing down 14 damage. I mean, why not clear the board ahead of the Anduin turn?
I guess he's got 30 health, doesn't necessarily have to play that Anduin. Yeah. More cola, because why not draw cards while you can?
Right, there's the second imp, so okay, not a Highlander deck.
Easy Bone Mare. Right on the Flame Imp?
I'm not sure it matters, honestly. I mean, both of these get cleared by Dragonfire Potion, so you may as well just, I don't know. I guess you put it.
Try and keep the Despicable Dreadlord's effect if you can. Oh, okay. Just Doomguard digging for the Death Knight.
Well, he did throw out the Cruel, which was certainly not helpful in this matchup.
No.
Gets a little rewarded off picking up the Scalebane, and this board is now unclearable for Brasky. He cannot clear it via the Dragonfire Potion.
Yeah, I like getting the Anduin out there. Set up for Dragonfire next turn, along with the free ping. It's going to be pretty easy. Here moving forward, that's still an okay amount of health, and if it gets really bad, like Velen and Flash Heal defensively gets you up.
Yeah, Velen plus Spirit Lash is one of the most powerful combos in this deck that I don't think people rate very well, but it is really strong.
Yeah. No kidding.
Brasky deciding where he wants to put this free hero power. He's got options, but I guess he's also considering that Dragonfire Potion is an option as well. So, but yeah, I think he just put it into the face and just pressure that Warlock life total.
If he had a Mind Blast, he'd definitely go face, but if you soften up a minion, you can set yourself up to be doing some things with... Well, you don't want a Potion of Madness. You generally are always going to want to use that Dragonfire. And he goes to the face, because Dragonfire's already doing enough.
Yeah, and the Velen Spirit Lash will actually, I believe that'll allow Brasky to get an almost full board clear. But this is fast. It's been raring to get into the game, and here it comes. It's going to deliver a ton of damage on Brasky. Now he's got no choice. He has to use that Spirit Lash combo.
Well, Dragonfire could still be fine with Spirit Lash.
Yeah, he could do 6 to the board and then clean off the Malkazar's Imp with a hero power. Yeah, that might work as well.
Could ping the Malkazar's Imp down to 6, Spirit Lash, ping face, Dragonfire, ping face.
Brasky taking his time, counting up his options and considering the plays here.
Is this
Oh, Rasky may be considering lethal here, so he can go.
Or no, it's
He can
one
go
off.
2, 6, 10, 14. Yeah, he can do 14 damage with what he has in hand. Yeah.
Yeah, so just okay, it's gonna be the Spirit Lash then. Oh my god, quick.
Ooh, I don't think he got it all off. Yep. Yeah, he sees it. I mean that did give him a full heal, but that exposed his win condition. Velen now wide open, but yeah, I mean his Braxky's hand still looks great for a combo finish. So, yeah,
Kept the Dragon Fire for if there is a Warlock Death Knight.
Yeah, good point. And let's see, he can do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. He's almost got lethal now. Let's see. How many cards can he play? He's got 10 mana. He can go 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, he's got 12 damage currently. But I guess he's probably gonna have to utilize that Dragon Fire Potion now.
Yeah,
honestly,
I think so.
Can't wait for that
Which
Ghoul
is fine. You can. Apparently not. Using the Dragon Fire really wants to save that for the Death Knight or something. There's Mind Blast.
If he can buy himself a turn, though, yeah, that Mind Blast is going to set up lethal.
You can just go for that Binding Heal.
Yeah, he just needs to get himself out of range, and
yeah, get more of these pings to the face for sure.
The shadows grow
That's
short.
important. And get that Flash Shield in to be. They found did 2 Doom Guards die?
I only recall the one.
Yeah, me too. Alright, gonna be saving it for the big burst.
This is enough though. Boom Boom Hall, he can Jiraxis here and get himself a little bit of life, but it's not gonna be enough. Look at that double Soulfire in the hand. You never want to see that as the Warlock, because you know one's gonna absolutely discard the other.
That's definitely happening now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So this will set Brasky to 7, but Brasky has enough damage to finish the game. So as Boom Boom Hall, what do you even do here?
Yeah, put a Soulfire into a minion, I guess, and that Acolyte, whether it gets 2 cards or not, probably doesn't make a difference at this point. So.
Yep. Yeah, he's gonna. He has to, if he wants to respect the card draw, he has to clear it off now. And he doesn't even want to put the weapon into it. He doesn't even want to put. He doesn't even want to take that 1 damage from the Acolyte.
Yeah. Get yourself down to an even number. That's no way to be.
Exactly. But that Mind Blast is gonna have something to say about that odd number life total.
Yeah, the Mind Blast is finishing this. Still all the cheap cards in hand, even Doomsayer to go with it. This is lethal, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's yeah, he's got minimum 10 from 12. Yeah, he's way more than lethal. So Brasky's just going to take his time and count this out and make sure that he's not missing anything, and we should see a game 1 for Brasky here.
Yeah, pretty sure, right? So free 2 damage, Mind Blast gets down to 8, and then only 4 cards have to be played, which
The way I like to think about it is when Anduin is active and the hero power is 0 mana, every card in your hand reads and deal 2 damage.
Yep.
So yeah, so for every card in the hand, that's just 2 more damage.
Exactly. Yep, so
Brasky sees it. He just needs to play it all out before the rope hits.
On the rope, could easily die by not getting it in time.
Oh no. Did he miss it? I don't know. The animations are still catching up. Power Word Shield.
Power Word Shield is not the one where animations are your friend.
Nope.
Did Mind Blast get clicked?
Oh, Brasky missed it! He missed it!
That's...
The top deck Bone Bear delivers lethal for Boom Boom Hall!
Didn't this happen last time we streamed?
That sucks.
with Brasky?
I don't recall, but oh my goodness, Brasky must be killing himself over that.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate, to say the least.
I have to scratch off my win on my note sheet for Brasky and give it to Boom Boom Hall.
Yeah, yeah, Brasky roped a couple turns like that.
I mean, Rozakis is a difficult deck to navigate, but man, that was a clear lethal, at least from our position. I'm not sure why he had to debate himself over that for so long.
So weird. Never even played the Dragonfire that whole game.
Yeah, then there were several opportunities for him to do it. Boom Boom Hall queuing up the Paladin, and Murloc Paladin does real good against Highlander Priest. So Brasky now finding himself in a corner.
Mm-hmm. Well, Highlander Priest gets another go. Pretty good deck. I think it does all right against Murloc Paladin, especially with a start like this.
Yeah, this is not bad. You get your one drop into two drop. It's not bad at all. And then there's no way for Paladin to challenge that 1/3 from the priest. So Brasky's guaranteed to get a couple of cards here for sure. So not a bad start for Brasky. Let's just see if he can turn it into a win.
Right after what happened last game. So Pat, he's thinking in Boom Boom Hall's head about silencing the cleric by waiting here. Okay.
All right. Boom Boom does get a top deck draw for the Murloc Tidecaller. That's the one drop that you're looking for as the Paladin player, but Brasky gets a free card off of this.
Yep, free card. Might as well take it just to get all the different options. Leave it at 1 health. Then the only way that it's taking out your cleric is with rockets. Could kill it with smite, but I don't know. You might as well take that heal while you can. Find the rest of your deck. Find your Kazakis. Find your Dragonfire potion.
Yeah, for sure. And the smite's there in case he picks up the Rock Wolf Hunter off the top, which seems to continue to happen for these Murloc Paladin players. And now Rock Wolf gives him the value trade to take that cleric off the board.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. Well, Loot Hoarder smiting the Tidecaller, I'd say it's worth it while you can spare the mana.
Yeah, I think this is probably not a game where the Paladin is going to hold cards and combo finish. This is a game where he needs to stem the bleeding as much as possible.
Ooh, couldn't get a War Leader to 4/4. That would have been so great for Boom Boom Hall. Could have guaranteed it, but probably wanted to coin a War Leader out. The odds were on his side.
Yeah, I don't hate the being able to play out a 3/3 either though, and the redemption is going to guarantee that one of those war leaders is going to let Boom Boom push a ton of damage next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Timely Spirit Lash for Brasky.
Yeah.
It doesn't heal him any, but it potentially takes 2 Murlocs off the board. But now he's got to consider
going into the Megasword turn, but at the same time, you'd kind of like to play this Inventor while you can. 30 health. Draw a card, maybe find your Circle of Healing, your Dragonfire potion. Brasky's really going to need one of those clears.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he could play the Spirit Lash now, but he's got to be considering what secret that is. Because if it's redemption, which it is, then it'd be problematic. So yeah, he takes the other route, challenges the board, draws a card, open over to Adventure. Yeah, that War Leader's going to come down and deliver 13 damage though.
Yeah, and Brasky, finding ways to find Circle of Healing, maybe
he picks it up off the top too.
There it is. There was also Shadow Word Horror that could have been found. Not going to do Alkanized Circle.
Yeah, no, he's going to go with the Spirit Lash play. Yeah, this 5 points of healing, kills 3 minions, draws a card. Yeah, this is great.
Yep, didn't even see that.
But yeah, that redemption gives Boom Boom a 4/1 in return. Scalebane comes down to protect the board from Dragonfire Potion. still presenting quite a bit of damage.
Yep. Hawkeye Circle Hero Power is still going to clear it, though. Pretty easily,
And there's the Anduin. Now he just needs Raza, and this game's going to be well in Brasky's hands as long as he can avoid the rope. The rope so far being Brasky's worst enemy.
Anduin's not too great, but going into a Bone Mare turn, it can make a huge difference. So yeah, Akanai Circle Hero Power seems like the way to go now.
Especially with Boom Boom coming down to just 3 cards in hand and having already committed quite a few Murlocs to the board. Brasky could make the read that there's not a lot of power left in Boom Boom's hand. Well, this is interesting. He's going for the Pint-Sized Potion.
Pint-Sized Potion, which allows for Potion of Madness. Very curious.
This only removes... It's a 2-card combo that removes 1 minion, and playing the Priest of Feast after the fact almost. This is... Not sure what Brasky's going for here. Ooh, and the Spike Ridge just comes off the top for Boom Boom Hall, going to allow him to add quite a lot of power to the board.
Yep, and the Akanai window will be closed. Yeah, choosing not to take the board clear there. Not even going to go for the Spike Ridge.
Boom Boom Hall just opting for more damage. He said, in fact, that's probably a result of him reading no board clear from Brasky. So, well, maybe now Brasky can pick up the board clear if he sees it.
So strange.
Yeah, now he's going for it.
Yeah, I'd definitely be taking the heal first.
Yeah, for those of you playing along at home, never play this combo and then heal face. That is a misplay.
And pinging Boom Boom's face for damage is not going to be.
Oh, look at that!
Be relevant.
It's really good with greater healing potion.
It's a more aggressive paladin, nice.
Yeah, we've already seen the Grimscale Chum and this pirate package featuring just the Dread Corsair to combo with the weapons and pull out patches. So far, doing a ton of work for Boom Boom.
Not many plays here, so to speak.
Very, very little that Brasky can do here. Boom Boom holding, we can see he's got 10 damage in total. Brasky just going to go for the hero power, or for the Death Knight hero.
Wow.
Yeah, just take the 5 armor, I guess, and use the hero power to clear the board. Yeah, it's not too bad.
I don't mind it, honestly, because the other plays just weren't going to be that great. Just shooting Lyra out there for nothing, getting little healing off of Priest of the Feast.
Yeah, if Brasky could pick up his Dragonfire potion, that would allow him to get a partial board clear, but no such thing. Lyra Radiant and Prey? But Boom Boom's so close to finishing this game, though. Mind Vision will pick up nothing of value. Ooh, Master Spell, just a couple of mana shy of being able to use that.
Oh, he's 1 short.
Yeah, a shame these aren't Murlocs.
Yeah, that Master Spell would have been fantastic to be able to use against that seated. Boom Boom's still a point off of lethal, though.
Yeah, might as well go for it. Have this other weapon. Or no.
Yeah, clear. You gotta. You never want to leave Lyra on board. That's just asking for trouble. Boom Boom going to decline the trade with the Radiant Elemental, though. Dragonfire coming in, but man, it's just a turn too late. All of that Master Spell.
Master Spell Dragonfire is a clear.
Oh, you're right. It is. That is a full clear opportunity for Brasky. Let's see if he spots it, though. He's been having a little bit of difficulty spotting these combos. So, wonder if he misses it again.
Speaks to me.
Yeah, it'd be really great. Take that Vinge back down.
and it picks up Raza off the card draw as well. Brasky not out of this game just yet.
Very nice. Wow. That master spell was just the ticket.
So yeah, Lyra did in fact give him the answer he needed. Oh, double rallying blade for Boom Boom. That is terrible for him.
Yeah, but on the other hand, without a playable spell.
Yeah, Brasky needs a greater healing potion here, or Kazakis could do it.
Yep,
could pick up a
1 mana potion to heal, maybe take out the 1/1.
Yeah, could go that route. Could go for the 5 and get a little bit more armor out of it.
Or go for the 1 and get the guaranteed heal with Priest of the Feast. But yeah, 5 mana potion. Well, you would 100% need armor. Then there's no guarantee of that. Getting a 1 mana potion would have been guaranteed to live.
Oh, he doesn't get the armor offer either. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I think the 1 mana potion was the way to go.
Oh, this has got to sting.
Draw 2 cards. There's Binding Heals, so
yeah, he's gonna dig for it.
Show up quick. Got a 1 and 5. Find that.
The shadows grow
Powered
short.
shield is not it. That's gonna be game 2 to Boom Boom Hall. My goodness.
All right. Well, hey, Boom Boom needs these wins badly, and he needs. Brasky did not be winning also very badly, so only has to win with Druid at this point. Which, yeah, Druid. It's in a good position to beat that Priest at the very least. So
it is pretty dependent on which Druid that is. But if it's the ramp Druid, this could be lights out for Brasky. Just on the eve of victory for Team Swagoy, and Boom Boom keeping his energy in this series so far. So if he can pick up this win, then his energy is still in the game.
No kidding.
Man, I knew we had some exciting matches tonight, but man,
just Druid left, which Brasky might bring Rogue or Warlock.
I would.
Yeah, the Druids are known to tech in Galakas from time to time, so if Brasky's brought the Druid killing decks, he might run into some trouble.
Boom Boom with Druid remaining. Brasky stays on the Priest.
I must protect the wild. The light shall bring victory.
Oh, look at that hand from Boom Boom Hall. Mark of the Lotus, block a Crawler, Sea Giant. That's an aggro Druid. Ooh, this is real trouble for Brasky.
Did you say Sea Giant?
That was a Sea Giant.
Oh my.
Sea Giant. The Mulligan picks back Crazed Alchemist, Power of the Wild, and Enchanted Raven. I'm really surprised that Boom Boom threw back a Mark of the Lotus. That is probably not a good idea. Brasky, on the other hand, opening hand has Raza and Anduin.
Yeah, pretty good time.
But Boom Boom Hall is getting things rolling. He's got 2 beasts on board, and Brasky is not going to play anything to the board just yet. So Boom Boom has an opportunity to pull ahead, as long as Brasky does not pull any board clears.
Yeah, and Brasky could even just take this turn, get that Shadow Visions going, find. Well, might want to
go for the card
get
draw.
more of an idea of what's going on, but yeah, to find Shadowwood Horror would be awesome.
This Bloodsuck Forest there picks up patches out of the deck and gives Boom a perfect turn 3 with the Mark of the or Power of the Wild, and that's going to allow him to deal 6 damage already. And Brasky with no board clear, he's already in a good deal of trouble.
Yep, definitely have to. I think the Shadow Visions there was a must.
Yeah,
I'm not the Shadow Word Horror.
Yeah, and any time that you can draw a copy of a card, you almost always want to do that before you draw cards, because then that takes those cards out of the pool for the Shadow Visions. And look at this, Boom Boom picks up a Mark of the Lotus off the top. Oh my goodness, this is a ton of damage for Boom Boom Hall just on turn 4.
Yeah, might as well even flip that Galaka and just
make it a 5/4. Why not?
You love my new
recipe. Wow.
That is 15 damage on turn 4. Brasky is down to 7 with no board clear in his hand.
Yeah, really needed to discover for that Shadow Vision or the Shadowward Horde the other turn. This could be a possible coin for the AoE, but
He might get lucky off of the he could take the 1 mana potion.
I don't
And get
see
the
how
heal.
it works. Like even AoE with
Yeah.
freeze and clearing and getting lucky on the 5/4, there's still going to be 7 damage no matter what.
Oh man,
What does
just like that.
What does Spirit Lash do? This
doesn't-
Kazakis is just never going to lead into something
He
that
would-
helps you.
He would heal
Spirit
6
Lash
and
is
remove.
only 7.
Yeah,
There's just no way to live here.
he's going to coin it out anyway. 2 damage to all minions will clear 2 minions. It will leave 11 damage on the board for Boom Boom Hall. Or 12 damage. That's it. That is it.
Yeah.
Turn 5 lethal
You
from
have
Boom
bet.
Boom Hall. Brasky does not get a single win on the Razakis Priest. And just like that, Synergy is still in this series, Slim.
Yeah. Wow, they needed that so bad. That first game was such a shame. You just don't like to see that.
I mean, how tilted could Brasky could have been after making some pretty questionable misplays in that set that just caused him to just cascade tilt all the way through this set.
Yeah, I'd be quite sad.
I would also be pretty upset with myself making a mistake like that on stream, so I don't blame him. But man, Boom Boom Hall coming in with the surprised aggro druid, which this makes sense. This is why he banned the druid. He was respecting the spreading plague, almost certain.
Oh, interesting.
But it ended up working out for him.
Yeah.
So
we have Misadventure who's online. Slippin' Jimmy not online.
all right.
Scroll down a long way. In BattleNet anyway.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at the playoffs scenario. Oh, that's right. They have not played yet. This is going to be the opening match between Doghouse and Texas Stubbies. And to tell you what,
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see this
0-0.
because Slippin' Jimmy's lineup is so interesting. He's bringing Druid, Mage, Warlock, Warrior versus Misadventure's Druid, Paladin, Priest, Warlock. So
Yeah.
Misadventure, she is taking a bit of a chance on the Paladin, like several people have been, but Slippin' Jimmy's set is just so weird. I'm really curious to see what decks he has.
Yeah, Mrs. Venture's going without the Rogue, and I think that might actually be a disappointment for the sort of classes that Slippin' Jimmy was bringing.
Right, yeah, like if Slippin' Jimmy's set is like Zoo plus Pirate, like you definitely want the Tempo Rogue against that lineup, and she doesn't have it. She was may have been kind of like, it seems to me that the Druid, Priest, Rogue, Warlock being so popular that people have been playing stuff like Hunter, Paladin, Mage, trying to get an edge against that level 1 lineup. But Slippin' Jimmy just took a right turn 90 degrees and went almost the exact opposite direction.
Yeah, I really don't know what Warrior is for these days. The control style Warriors can be okay against Zoo, but I don't know if there will be a Zoo. Now, against Paladin, if it's Murloc Paladin, which, yeah, no one really seems insane enough to bring control Paladin.
Well, the night is not yet over, Slim. So we will see. And I see that they are in the preparing to battle a friend set. So in
nice.
position. What's the status on the bands?
Yep, they're going in, and they're going to let me know as soon as they've exchanged them.
Sweet. So very few people taking the Warrior. And
yes, very few. It's I believe it's the bottom class on Vicious Syndicate ever since the nerf.
is there an argument though with so many with Highlander Priest still in the meta, and Druid at least being techable with what is that thing? Skulking Geists. Is there an argument for like a Dead Man's Armor Fatigue Warrior?
I really don't know. I never bothered to play that. When I brought Warrior to THL, it was usually before the nerf, and it was when Shaman was in a lot more of the style. I think if someone's comfortable with that deck, I think they could bring it. I know the Priest matchup is close, and yeah, obviously, Skulking Geist.
All right, folks, the bans are in. Slippin' Jimmy ban Priest, Misadventure ban Druid.
Okay. So Misadventure doesn't want anything to do with that Druid. Slippin' Jimmy banning the Priest. And
So that leaves us
leaving the Druid up.
Yeah, so that leaves us. Misadventures set will be Druid, Paladin, Warlock, and Slip and Jimmy will be Mage, Warlock, Warrior. So this is going to be a really interesting series.
Yeah, it's possible that I'm really interested in whatever Slip and Jimmy's doing. It's quite possible that maybe just has some Skulking Geist sprinkled in some control decks. The control decks trying to outlast the Warlock, whatever it is, Zoo or control, and the Paladin, generally speaking. And you can do that by playing the mill variant of the control Warlock. So I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, I think with the Priest ban from Slip and Jimmy, Priest, the Jade Druid generally is a deck you want to put in against the Priest, or even Ramp Druid would be great against Priest. So if he has Priest, I gotta believe that's probably a Control Mage in that lineup, and probably a Pirate Warrior if I had to guess. But it looks like they're in game, so let's jump right in.
Oh, Misadventure inviting me. Yeah, there's no telling. I think all eyes are going to be on Slip and Jimmy, though. Slip and Jimmy's trying the weird stuff, potentially, and
she's got an eater for him.
See what Misadventure's doing.
Yeah, it's hard to pass up Eater Secrets when your opponent has a mage.
Sure, why not? Starts out with Murlocs instead. Doomsayer, Blizzard, Ice Barrier.
Yeah, the presence of the Doomsayer could possibly. There's a couple of archetypes this could be. Could just be freeze, could be a control, could even be like a variant on Burn Mage. But this adventure with the 1, 2, 3, 4, the Murloc Paladin, there's no question what she's running.
Yep, could definitely be a variant of the Burn Mage. They can play Doomsayer. They just need to reorient themselves a bit. Blizzard.
Yeah, I like this coin. Sure. I like the coin Doomsayer from Slip and Jimmy. This allows him to go into the Arcanologist and pick up a secret and take initiative away from that Murloc Paladin. I like what this is. Oh, hungry crab, snip, snip. Misadventure's going to get the bad news pretty soon.
Wow, after the Rallying Blade, of course. But yeah, Slip and Jimmy getting a pretty nice spot. No minions played can get that Ice Barrier up. 2 Ice Barriers even, really.
2 double Ice Barrier, so this
double Blizzard
has to be... It's double Blizzard, double Ice Barrier. This is either freeze or control. It's one of the two.
Double Blizzard is so strange. I don't know that any decks really played double Blizzard ever since Meteor came out, unless this is literally freeze mage.
I do see some preference for Blizzard. For some, I mean, it's just a preference / meta thing, though. It just depends on what you expect. Oh, that Flame Strike too, man. Slip and Jimmy's going to have firm control of this board for several turns.
Yeah, just Hungry Crab, Frostbolt. No need to leave any Murloc up, really. Although, then you're leaving yourself with no removal, so just decides to ping instead. Pings the face even.
Yeah, just leave the rock pool up to allow it to activate the ice barrier, so Sip and Jimmy can play the second one right away. Misadventure, bit of an awkward turn here, although Getaway Kodo can allow her to bounce back like Corpse Taker or the War Leader if she wants to. She has a few
Test for
options here.
counterspell too, which might be
Definitely.
relevant.
Yeah, because I don't think. I mean, the Doomsayer is a big signal, but you never know exactly what archetype you're facing with Mage.
No.
Ooh, that's a Wind Fury. That means there's a Stormwatcher somewhere in that deck.
Oh yeah. You never know what random secret mages are running.
Okay, yeah, this is a control mage. That volcanic potion just immediately signals that. I like it though. I like people who have the cojones to play control mage in conquests.
I love it.
I love it too, man. This is great.
Right, just a casual hero power, taking it kind of slow. If one of these sticks for Bone Mare, that's great, especially the Corpse Taker. If not, maybe you can plan out some big Megasaur turns in the coming.
Yeah, Blizzard gonna put a stop to some of the damage. Although Slip and Jimmy declines to do the board freeze, that means the Bone Bear is gonna hit a Wind Fury target and deliver 15 damage here for Misadventure.
Yeah, and at that point, that's a pretty big polymorph target.
Yeah, but then you lose your polymorph for Tyrion or a Spiker Chief later on.
Yeah, but could always just stall with a Blizzard, and then the following turn is maybe even just another one.
No, Jimmy goes for it. He's gonna polymorph that right away. Reduces the damage on board by quite a lot. I respect that. I can see holding it, but yeah, it's probably the most efficient way to remove damage off the board right here.
Yeah, if next turn was turn 9, it would have been a completely different story. Blizzard would have been cool, because then there'd be Flame Strike with the ping to finish off that Corpse Taker. So many Corpse Takers. But yeah, Blizzard's going to be looking completely different now, along with the ping.
Yep, both Frost Novas now in hand for Slip and Jimmy. One Doomsayer is expended, so he's probably going to have to operate without it for the time being. Yep. Blizzard going to stem the damage, though. No Ice Block yet, though, for Slip and Jimmy.
No.
Misadventure certainly has some options here, but now she has to concern herself with playing into board clears. She's seen Blizzard, she's seen Doomsayer, she knows that this has got to be a control variant. So how much do you commit to this board at 9 mana?
Well, Sunkeeper seems a little tempting to get your Corpse Taker back up to size. Could also go with the big Megasaur turn. I don't know. There's also the thought about keeping that second Tareem for when there's another Doomsayer, but I don't know.
Okay. Misadventure just looking for the Vine Shield to make the board clears a little more difficult. Second Flame Strike. Slip and Jimmy's entire hand is board freeze and board clear. This is ridiculous.
How's Jimmy gonna win games?
I guess he just stalls until he gets to Jaina.
Medivh's here somewhere. Yeah, Jaina, of course.
Yeah, Medivh. With this many spells in the deck, Medivh's got to be hiding down there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Misadventure she can't really commit to the board here.
Well, you gotta commit eventually to force out one clear after another.
Yeah.
Although maybe not. This is a pretty big commitment anyway.
Yeah, I think what Slip and Jimmy here is doing with the freezes is just trying to pull out as many minions as he can to set up a Flame Strike, which is perfectly fine. In fact, this is a great board for it right here.
Yeah, definitely.
Just like
2 Flame Strikes, yeah, just set up the Ice Barrier anyway, because you've got another clear should this board get repopulated. You don't need to Frostbolt that.
Yeah, you just removed 18 damage potential from the board and heal 8. That's pretty good. And now, Misadventure's turns are getting weak, playing 1 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana cards. This is a great refill, but again, Slip and Jimmy just...
Ooh. Yeah,
wow.
never expect the second flame strike. Had
Yeah.
Misadventure expected it, which is a pretty unreasonable thing to be playing around, the Death
Yeah.
Rattle would have been the choice. But
I agree. A second polymorph. All of these tech cards. Slip and Jimmy is
with
all
Frostledge.
in.
Also, Slip and Jimmy, we need to have a quick talk. It's not Winterfell yet. We're still at Hollow's End. You need to change that card back.
Yes, indeed. Although maybe this is just his way of saying happy feasts early with here have 8 board clears, 4 board freezes. Oh man, this is brutal. Misadventure just about out of cards. Eater of Secrets teched in the deck, but way too late, and the Hungry Crab off the top of the War Leader.
That's amazing. So basically, just all the removals, all the freezes, all the board clears, and crabs.
This is savage.
Yeah.
I mean, Slip and Jimmy has done 1 point of damage. Has just about run Misadventure completely out of resources.
Wow.
Meteor.
Oh, okay. So we had the double
Blizzards,
blizzards, and we had at least one meteor anyway.
both blizzards, both flame strikes, at least 1 meteor. Man.
Like, this is awesome against Paladin, but if Misadventure didn't bring Zoo, this is gonna seem kind of silly.
Yeah, like this is the Druid remains up for Misadventure as well, and Jade Druid should get a free win off of this control power, this control mage. I mean, it's a great read for Jimmy. You know, playing this into control into an aggressive lineup, but it's gonna lose a game at some point.
So thinking about the Spike Ridge Steed here,
which Misadventure, she's got to know that there's probably another polymorph somewhere, and does she just play into it? And it looks like she is going to do just that. Yeah, she's going to keep asking questions and demanding answers, but Slip and Jimmy has the answers. Anna Glyph can pick up whatever Jimmy wants.
Shatter's not bad.
Yeah, he's Jimmy still has 2 board freezes. Yeah, he takes it. I don't blame him. And this is going to be another board clear for Slip and Jimmy.
Polymorph ping.
Yeah, polymorph.
Is he thinking
ping
about Tyrion?
5/1.
Is he thinking Tyrion's the way I lose? No, doesn't care about Tyrion.
Well, he just picked up the meteor, so I don't think it's a concern anymore.
Yeah, but the Ashbringer's worrisome.
Yeah,
not really, but
Jimmy actually has he's played both Frostbolts. I don't think the 15 damage from the weapon can get the job done. Misadventure just down to playing Naked Rockpool Hunter here to try and get a foothold on the board, and now she declines. Just forget it.
Wants that secret. Pyroblast? Yeah, we need to find ways to end the game here.
Speaking of, 8 mana, 10 damage. It's like I'm playing beta again, Slim.
Exactly.
Ooh, Tyrion comes in. But the ping meteor will get the job done, unfortunately. Or even free shatter can get it done.
Yeah, that's... Although ping meteors...
Yeah, I like the ping
definitely
meteor
fine
for
as
sure.
well, but you could squeeze in Arcane Elect by going with one of those cheaper options, which, yeah. Double Volcanic Potion, double Blizzard, double Flame Strike, double Frost Nova, Doomsayer.
This is... There's Jaina, finally. 5 cards remaining in Slip and Jimmy's deck. And Jaina finally decides to come out and play. So yeah, he goes for the Frost Nova.
There we go.
Yep. He's gonna leave that. Oh no, he clears the board again.
Weird to kill the 1/1 like that for Frostledge. But...
I guess just respecting Bone Mare, Spikered Steed again.
Oh yeah, definitely. Wants to get that comfortable Frostledge, but might not even.
Yeah, now he's
you gotta get her out sooner rather than later. You can clear any board, basically between Like volcanic potion, double volcanic potion, blizzard. Yeah, stalling out boards won't be an issue.
So, I have not seen an ice block yet from Flippin' Jimmy.
There's 4 cards left.
Yeah, like, did he just decline ice blocks just in favor of all these board freezes and board clears? I mean, that it might work. I mean, with the Eater of Secrets being an anticipated tech choice and just saying no ice blocks to even bother allowing the Eater of Secrets to win games, it's maybe a stroke of mad genius here.
Yeah. Well, let's see. What is a misadventure?
I wonder.
Do this water elemental can get killed and can get killed with Crazed Alchemist if you don't want to freeze your face, which, yeah, that Ashbringer damage to the dome might actually be important.
Yeah, Misadventures getting a way to clear the board and generate some Murlocs.
So
yeah,
gets
but
rid of the 1/1.
But she also has to allow Jimmy to heal for 6 just to get this done.
Yeah, avoids another water elemental though by making sure the 1/1 dies.
Yeah, but Volcanic Potion plus pings will. Yeah. Archaeologist will. Let's see. We'll know now if he has ice blocks. Oh, there it is. 3 cards on the bottom, and 2 of them might have been ice blocks.
Fatigue so badly.
Oof. Oh yeah, Slippin' Jimmy's gotta end this game soon. And he left a minion on board, which means his top deck Bone Mare for Misadventure will start to get some damage in, but I don't know. I think it's too late for Misadventure. I think Slippin' Jimmy has turned the corner on this.
I wonder.
Yeah, I think so. Just with
Unless we have that
removal options, you're gonna get continuous water elementals. If the math will work out one way or the other between this meteor, this volcanic potion, this blizzard, these valets, which are going to be playable thanks to the Eater of Secrets not getting in there.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah, the Eater does have the ice block finally to interact with, but Misadventure has to get to a lethal position, which
Did the meteor positioning too?
Yeah, she wanted to put that hydrologist in the middle and didn't get there. Second meteor in the hand. Yeah, Slippin' Jimmy just took double everything.
Meteor because meteor was not going to allow for a ping, but yeah, ping didn't end up happening anyway. But blizzard can. But then there'd be no ping. So yeah, just clear the board.
Yeah, Jimmy's just gonna clear the board here, and both Bone Mares are gone. One of the steeds has been expended. Another 3 points of healing from the water elemental, and Slippin' Jimmy still has 3 board clears in his hand.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. This deck is really cool.
Oh, there's the wind
all
along. I like it. I'm a fan.
Yeah, there's really no reason to play the elemental if you're not against priest. Grookfu's a cool guy.
So this isn't it. I'm thinking more about this choice from Slippin' Jimmy with this Jaina deck. He says, I'm going to leave up the Druid, but I'm going to bet that you don't open with it, and that you open with an aggressive deck, and he counters it with the Mage. It's a very risky proposition, because if he loses a game with that Mage, he still has to play it again and possibly queue into the Druid, but his bet pays off. The Mage is retired.
He can lose to the Druid at any point. It's fine.
Yeah, but now that the Mage won, the Mage is retired, and he doesn't have to worry about that anymore. So,
oh yeah, because the Mage is exposed. Misadventure. Right.
He might have been expecting aggro Druid as well.
Possible, yeah. I mean, we just saw Boom Boom Hall just totally run roughshod over Brasky's Highlander Priest with aggro Druid, so yeah, it's a possibility.
I doubt Misadventure's playing aggro. You see Warrior, you play Jade. You play Jade Druid. I think.
Maybe. I don't know. Aggro Druid against Pirates is a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, I just haven't seen Pirate Warrior anymore.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Jade Druid has a good enough matchup against Pirates, that you want to hedge
Yeah.
against the possibility that it's like a Deadman Warrior. Slippin' Jimmy goes into the Warlock. That's a Doomsayer. That's a Control Warlock. Misadventure clearly has the Jade Druid, though, with the Jade Idol in the opening hand.
Nemsy.
We love to see the Nimsy. Yeah, that's a pretty good hand for Slippin' Jimmy, too. That's early removal plus Doomsayers, a little bit of healing. That's not bad at all. Mortal Coil going to answer that first idol. Draw him a card. Ooh, look at that Gluttonous
so it
Ooze.
is indeed Jade Druid Gluttonous Ooze. Okay, saw the Pirates decide to go with that. Or, wait, no, why is that Gluttonous Ooze there?
Oh, that's the Paladin. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and possibly Medieval Druid.
Yeah, it's a...
being consistent with the Eater of Secrets.
Yep, and managing to get all of her ramp up in a line here. She got the Wild Growth on 2, getting the Jade Blossom on 3. So she's in a pretty good position if she can draw into Nourish and or Ultimate Infestation.
Yeah, besides just a ramp and kind of in hopes of what's coming.
Yeah, like this is, basically a free turn for her to, to go ahead and ramp safely. Yeah, it's a good turn. She could even play out the Eater here just to put down a 2/4.
Yeah, Wrath. I'm curious if this is going to be cycle.
Yeah, I would expect a cycle there.
Yep, and reveal the Eater of Secrets for the sake of tempo.
Yep. Challenges the 3/2. It's fine, but the second Mortal Coil will allow Slippin' Jimmy to clear the board again, and tempo's out the Earthen Ring. Why not?
Why not? Don't even need to heal. Don't need to tap. Just get some tempo out there.
Mire Keeper is going to put Misadventure on 9 mana next turn. Oof.
Yeah, ramping basically at this point purely for the hope of getting that Ultimate Infestation a little bit sooner, because it's not like it. No, the 2/2 wasn't really helping. Anyway.
No, and Misadventure going to get an opportunity to play out the Lich King, but Slippin' Jimmy holding on to a Siphon Soul is going to put a stop to that pretty quickly.
Oh, Lich King, thankfully there's a Siphon Soul despite the ramping.
Anti-Magic Shell. Now, if Misadventure can get a nice board of Jades going, or even a Spreading Plague, that Anti-Magic Shell is going to be big.
Oh, no kidding. It even combos with Spreading Plague.
Yeah. But not generating anything just yet. And Misadventure, very awkward turn 10 here. She's going to have to just swipe Hero Power, yeah. Maybe even tempo out the Golaka. Yep, here it comes.
Yeah, makes.
But this is a good turn for Abyssal Enforcer if Jimmy can pick one up off the top. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Just keeping the tempo, still no.
That was a savage turn. That pickup of the Abyssal Enforcer for Slippin' Jimmy. That was enormous in this position.
Also, this idol would have to get shuffled.
If she wanted to play the long game, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
Yeah, this is tough. She almost has to just play out the Spreading Plague just to put a stop to the damage. Like, what else do you do? The plague plus the shell.
So awkward. I think you wait for another minion at least. Just do nothing.
Yeah, this is so difficult. Like, I mean, she can plague and then anti-magic it to make it, what, a 3/8?
Yeah.
Which would stop the damage for a turn or two.
Time waits for no one.
It's tough, though. Like, do you really throw 2 cards into a 6/6? It looks like she says no.
No, yeah, hold off. It was too bad.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad play. Second Mistress of Mixtures in the hand for Slippin' Jimmy. He's got plenty of time to draw. That's a very light hand for this control lock, so he's just going to start flipping the switch and going a little bit aggro here to hold the board. Hold on to those Mistresses and keep the healing off. Keep
now the Spreading Plague will pay off.
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, good read by Misadventure. Tank 6 and then get the spreading plague into way more value. Wait, is she reaching for the Jade Spirit? Yeah, she is. I guess I'm okay with that. Oh no, she is gonna shell this. Yeah. But they come in 3 7s, not 3 8s. But ooh, Slippin' Jimmy again draws into a low power minion. This is a weak hand, but
Well, can clear one of these, keep tapping, could even silence one of these, probably
Your
worthwhile.
magic shall not save you.
in fact he
Double
can.
Spellbreaker,
Ooh,
that makes
double.
a lot of sense playing against
Your
Paladin.
magic shall not save
Yeah,
you.
you're right. And even though this was not the matchup Jimmy was hoping to make use out of them, they still get plenty used, and this is lethal for Jimmy if Misadventure cannot affect this board.
Yeah, that's a tough. Has the Doomsayer teched in, not drawing the more upper end things, not getting big Jades out there. This is a rare game.
Yeah, as usual, this is usually Jade Druid's game, but it is not playing out like that at all. The only way that she lives here is by putting down an Earthen Scales on one of these Jade Golems. Even then, actually, the Hellfire may be enough to finish it. Because nope, Slippin' Jimmy would be 1 off.
Time waits for no one.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and do what she can. Continue to make some Jades, buff one up a little bit, be able to contest better, and survive against these Spellbreakers.
Yeah,
just
I think you gotta Doomsayer. You just gotta force Jimmy to. Oh, she didn't go for it.
No. So, another Gluttonous Who's wow.
I think if you're Jimmy, you might just need to keep pushing face. Oh, that Siphon Soul is nice though. That gives Jimmy the space to just Void Walker and block off some trades and just keep pushing face. That's 14 damage. I am not going to save the game for Misadventure, unfortunately. With no way to affect this board, Slippin' Jimmy's going to pick up game 2.
Yeah, pretty different game. Slippin' Jimmy just kind of tempoed out fairly statted minions against the relatively weak
I wonder.
Jade Druid progression. No Ultimate Infestation, no Ire or anything earlier.
Yeah, like she got all the ramp that she needed,
Yeah.
but then nothing to follow it up with, unfortunately.
Yeah, and now we're gonna get to see this warrior.
Yeah, in fact, Slippin' Jimmy's going to have 3 cracks at this warrior, or whatever it is. In fact, with the control lock and the control mage, come on, this has got to be Dead Man's Hand, right? Like, it's got to be.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. If Slippin' Jimmy's confident in it, then I say go for it.
I love
Taunt Warrior 2 is pretty good anti-aggro. That seems to be what he's focused on.
That's true, and it's not terrible against some of the priest builds, so it's a possibility.
Yeah, Taunt Warrior is definitely not too bad. I don't know. I used to bring control variants of Warrior back when Shaman was more popular. Shaman's just fallen by the wayside now.
Yeah, poor Shaman. I mean, the token build is still perfectly viable, but it's so targetable, and there's really no other viable archetypes for Shaman right now. So it's tough to take in a format like THL. Although I think at least 1 or 2 people took it this week, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah. Texas Stubbies has Mr. Mendingo and Osmonaut both took it, so there's somebody's reading something into it for sure. All right, game 3. This is match point for Slippin' Jimmy. Misadventure queues up the Druid again. I see a Doomsayer. I see Sleep with the Fishes. I smell Control Warrior. Oh, and Jimmy throws it all away, too. I guess that makes sense. You don't really need the Doomsayer against the Druid opening.
Oh yeah, gotta be finding. I'm not even sure what. Okay, the Curator.
Yeah.
That's
Curator,
not
Oracle.
typical in these.
This is some kind of control warrior.
It's like a tempo warrior.
Could be. But Temple Warrior wouldn't run a Doomsayer though.
Doomsayer is pretty anti. Well, no, it gets tempo, but not in the way that a tempo would.
Well, you know what? This is this is just a straight up Dead Man's Hand warrior. This isn't even the N'Zoth variant. This is just straight up run your deck out of cards.
We don't even care. We're playing the Cold Light Oracle on 3.
That's fine, Druid. Take your cards.
Exactly.
Do you know what? Misadventure's Hand though is not bad. She got the Wild Growth on 2, going into a Jade Spirit on 4. I mean, she's going to be in not a bad position with the hand that she has. She's on 9 cards. If she picks up a nourish next turn, she'll be real close to that Ultimate Infestation. That's not bad at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But now she has to consider what in the world is Slip and Jimmy playing.
Oh, she knows.
That
9 cards in hand. Yeah, just gonna get that nourish out there. Maybe Doomsayer. Yeah, just
she's
the hand ramp.
Yeah, nourish on 4. Okay, yeah, I like it. But the Spellbreaker's going to answer that.
Yeah, these are not typical cards for a Dead Man's Warrior to be playing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you usually see with the Cold Light Oracle, but I mean, there's double board clears, whirlwinds, execute. Yeah, like Mountain Fire Armor is usually part of the package here, so I'm not. I mean, could it just be straight Control Warrior? It's such an odd take, but I guess it could be.
Well, I think Cold Light Oracle suggests Dead Man's, right?
I would make that assumption, but I mean, we haven't seen a lot of the typical stuff like Curator. I mean, Curator makes sense because it allows you to pull the cold lights. So I mean, it's not. It's just I mean, Jimmy has not stuck to a convention at all with his lineup. So who knows what the end game is for this deck? Misadventure now.
Lich King seems pretty straightforward, even though he's dead.
Yeah, I mean, you just saw an execute, so you may as well go ahead and play the 8/8.
Yeah, but yep, this just needs a Skulking Geist.
Oh, I would be shocked if there's not 1 or 2 Skulking Geists in this deck.
Yeah.
Crabs. Slippin' Jimmy was well prepared for that Murloc Paladin. Hungry Crabs in every deck so far.
Yep, so the Lich King fairly easy to just kill off. Tempo crap.
You're just gonna eat the Cold Light Oracle? Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh,
He's just gonna leave the Lich King up, why not?
Oh.
I would have been tempted to brawl that, but
yeah.
I guess not. I guess Brawl is going to be way more useful in later turns when the Jade Idols just get way out of control. But Malfurion is a pretty good pickup here on 7.
Very good. Can hero power down the probably Spellbreaker.
Yeah, hero power down some stuff. Throw down a couple of taunts to hold back these tempo minions Slippin' Jimmy's playing.
The circle of life is over.
I don't think he ever. Well, maybe he plays spiders. For the,
the poison.
No, yeah, because you have a Lich King up. He's
I
blocking.
guess they'd be vulnerable to.
Whirlwind effects. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Ooh, Scourge Lord Garrosh.
Okay, it goes with the Brawl. Might play the Doomsayer after. Oh, Scourge Lord Garrosh.
Perfect Brawl for Slippin' Jimmy.
Quiet brother.
Eater of Secrets not of any use in this matchup.
The 9 cards don't have to play 1. Could destroy the Doomsayer with obliterate, but doesn't really seem worthwhile.
No, I don't.
Oh,
Well.
okay, keeping tempo is important. It would seem
Yeah.
to dumping out cards at a good pace is also important.
Especially having seen Cold Light Oracle, there's a strong possibility of a mill strategy. So she wants to empty some cards out, I guess. Plus make room for those ultimate infestations.
For guests only.
But she had to take 7 damage to clear that Doomsayer with that.
Oh, wait, a second Cold Light. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, we've only seen the one. You got to assume, well, not assume, but at least consider that there may be a second one.
Well, the curator sure didn't pull it.
No, oh, you're right. So there was just the one. Death and Decay plus hero powers.
Or was the second one?
No, there was just the one. So this is just some Control Warrior variant that Slip and Jimmy's put together. Misadventure deciding exactly how she's going to clear this. Fandral is kicking the hero power, so she'll get a nice bit of value out of that. She just has to decide how to get rid of this curator.
Yeah, gets the armor, swipes the face to clear out cards for these ultimate infestations. That makes perfect sense.
Yes, indeed. So she will be at a full hand next turn, so she may end up burning a card. But I guess if you've got both UIs in hand, I don't think you're too worried about it.
Nah, just need to find more Jade things, play more Jade things, play your second ultimate infestation.
Play a bigger green man, but there's a dead man's hand though for Slip and Jimmy.
Yeah.
Goes ahead with the card draw.
Yeah, for a moment it looked like that Phantom might not be dead, but I'm going to go ahead and play this because that's just terrifying to leave him up. What he can do with Jade Idols and Nourishes and things like that.
Yeah. Oh, Jade Behemoth is a nice pickup for Misadventure. That's going to allow her to start repopulating this board a little bit. But do you just ultimate infestation?
Well, then you'd be milling. So Jade Behemoth, Eater of Secrets.
Yeah, that'll work. Earthen Scales? I guess just to get it out of the hand. I can see it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Squeeze the hero power in.
Yeah, because it's not as if the armor is super relevant here. So just getting the card out of hand makes. Oh, Black Knights. Oh.
Wow.
Slip and Jimmy. I feel like he just went into his collection and typed in destroy blank minion and put it in the deck. Black Knight, Hungry Crabs.
That is
order.
That is something.
Ultimate Infestation now going to get some payoff for Misadventure. Clears out the Black Knight. Puts her back up to 28 health and gets a full grip.
Yep. Gets more Jade things.
Bigger
Jade Blossoms.
Bigger green men. And Slippin' Jimmy's hand is starting to get a little bit awkward, but he's going to go ahead and draw again with the Acolyte Blood Razor combo. Oh, Doomsayer's not bad from this position.
Yeah, Slippin' Jimmy's looking for... Well, it has Dead Man's Hand. No Cold Light Oracles left. Wants Bring It On to recover a little bit. But yeah, if there's a Skulking Geist, it'd be there.
Yeah, he's gonna need, if he wants to finish this game, he's gonna need it. And interestingly, like, Jimmy has already expended a Brawl, so that is no longer like a long-term answer for a huge Jade board. And Jimmy's already down to 7.
Yeah.
He can clear this board through a combination of effects, but it's going to be pretty costly on his health.
Yes, that's right.
I wonder.
Well,
Because he could use the Execute, but he may want to hold it, because otherwise he has to use the weapon charge to break Aya.
that was just what?
The other option could be...
Oh,
yeah, no,
you could always hit with the Acolyte. Do the Sleep with the Fishes. Hit the face. Execute the Jade that comes out. This is a plan too.
Ooh, both Primordial Drakes now coming in. Yeah, the Drake at least challenges the 5/5. No. You're right. This is just anti-aggro, 100% in.
Yeah.
Misadventures, despite having a full hand, it's still a little bit awkward. She'll be able to get some more, a 6/6 and a 7/7 out of those Jade Blossoms. But I think I don't know what else she can want to draw for here, aside from just the Jade Idol itself.
Yeah. Yeah, probably just want to, speaking of Jades, just keep
Oh, there it is.
playing these things. Play the Blossoms. Yeah, might as well kill that.
Yep. 3 damage, and then the 5/3 will clear the 4/8, and then you can just repopulate the board with Jades. Seems fine to me.
Death is eternal.
6/6 and a 7/7. Jimmy starting to run out of options for board clears. He's getting to a point where all he can do is stall.
Yep. These 2 Jades can execute one of them, but be
Spellbreaker
dead
not
to the
useful.
rest, so just have to
Oh.
risk a brawl at that
Yeah,
point,
he's
which
gonna
unfortunately the
brawl
Doomsayer
this.
can't do it.
Yeah, he could have just brawled the Doomsayer.
Oh!
But he wins the brawl anyway
Oh.
and takes the board with a 3/3. But Misadventure's just gonna repopulate this board again. In fact, she has Coon in hand, so she's gonna get a huge board here.
Yeah, maybe just play him and play the minions.
Yeah, could just play out the Eater, play out the Mire Keeper for the token.
Or Wrath, push face with the hero power. This Jade Idol is not the last one in the deck, correct? Okay, well, it doesn't even matter.
No, yeah, the Jade's appearance really, she just needed one more Jade effect.
I choose death.
But, yeah, Jimmy's out of options. Misadventure finally picking up a game to stay in this series.
Alright, well, yep, if there's something to beat the Warrior, the Druid was probably the favorite. The Paladin could definitely be struggling quite a bit. We still have no idea what her Warlock is, but
Yeah, like if it's
she banned Druid, so I doubt it's Zoo. Maybe
yeah,
not.
if it's a control Warlock, that I'm not sure how well that would play against a control warrior. That's tough. Like, aside from your enforcers and giants, how much pressure can that deck really put out? Well, I guess we're about to find out.
Versus Gul'dan.
No, this looks like a Zoo set. The
So shall be
Darkshire
mine.
Councilman Bone Mares
Victory
tells
or
us.
death.
Yeah, this
Well,
is gonna be.
Alright, so Misadventure felt better about the Zoo than the Paladin, and that probably makes sense because the difference maker against this warrior could be the Death Knight.
Yeah. Just getting that big board refill on 10 is a big deal. But I mean, Slip and Jimmy will probably hold a brawl specifically for it if he can.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know. I think I'd have favored the Paladin if I was in Misadventure position.
Yeah, because sometimes you can just, with the way that Warax has gone, you can just kind of get that ridiculous early Megasaur sometimes.
Yeah, like you can get like the double flame opening as the Zoo, but being able to just get that 1, 2, 3, 4 Marlock opening before Warrior can really contest it just would have been enormous.
The end is coming.
The Doomsayer is going to put a quick halt to Misadventure's board development here. She's just going to be forced to tap and draw a card. Hand's not looking bad, though.
Lot going on. Misadventure's got that slightly slower build with Crystal Weaver.
Let the pain speak to me.
Yeah, you know, this Black Knight is an interesting tech with Bone Mares going around.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that's the ability to just break that Bone Mare target is pretty good.
That was always the idea, anyway.
But
Didn't
Slip
quite
and
come to
Jimmy
pass.
can easily clear the board here with the Slam and an Acolyte trade.
Seems like the way to go. Could have also just gone with Spellbreaker. Couldn't have hurt. I guess, yeah, the Cold Light. So many cards for the Zoo. Who cares about giving them more?
Yeah, they're gonna get the cards anyway. You may as well just give it to them at a time.
That's amazing.
But Misadventure, not a bad hand
Oh,
here, but this is
man.
risky.
It's
Okay. Whew.
It's as unrisky as it could ever get with how full that hand
Yeah,
got.
true. You got 10 cards, but it's still 2 out of 10 to
Oh, yeah.
discard that Golden. It's scary. Another Doomsayer coming down for Slippin' Jimmy, possibly. I mean, he has no removal in hand. He kind of has to.
Yeah, and that'll lead to probably the Crystal Weaver and Veteran.
Yeah, you're right. These Misadventure has enough bonuses in her hand to just go ahead and have the Doomsayer, not Doomsayer, the Doom Guard trade away that Doomsayer. Yeah, Jimmy's gonna go for it, but Misadventure's gonna get rewarded for her card choices.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Thinking about that Hungry Crab, thinking better of it might have been a decent thing to do, really.
Yeah. And yeah, Misadventure getting that Doom Guard up to a 7/8. There's no execute in Jimmy's hand either, and no brawl. Like, this is shield block can get him there. He pretty much has to at this point. He's gonna spell break it maybe.
Your magic shall not save.
But
Why
that just
not?
brings it down to a 5/7 though. What does it really do?
Well, it was the best thing. It was the best thing Jimmy had.
Yes.
Shield block wasn't going to do much, I guess.
Well, if he shield block into an execute, he could have at least run the
Yeah.
Murloc.
Well,
But, yeah.
thankfully, this Bone Mare's going to get played.
Yeah, that's 14
And
damage going downtown for Misadventure.
If the minion doesn't trade, whatever it is, it's going to be a huge cost for Misadventure. Because that'll lead to just the Doomguard being left, but just the Doomguard being left, it's about enough anyway.
Another lack of board clear for Slippin' Jimmy, but that Black Knight pays off, just like we were talking about. The Bone Mare minion gets traded away.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say, though, that with the Hungry Crabs on top of everything in this deck, the Paladin will not be able to win.
Yeah,
We'll
you
see.
may be right. But
Oh
Misadventure...
yeah, those Hungry Crabs were shown. Of course Misadventure was going to play the Warlock.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, true facts. But she's going to have to figure out how to win with it in Game 5 if she gets there. She is 1 point off of lethal here. Excuse me, 2 points off of lethal. And I don't know what world you decline putting the Control Warrior at 2.
Yeah, the second Doomguard could risk discarding the Gul'dan, and you'd kind of just like to preserve that as much as possible at this point.
I don't know that Jimmy has an out here. I mean, he can... Again, Spellbreaker just puts the Doomguard back to 5/7, doesn't remove it.
Shield block for execute, be able to...
Shield block for
then,
a brawl.
even then, that's not good enough.
Yeah, I think he's got a shield block for a brawl. I think that's his only out.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Shall not save.
Nope. Okay. It'll come down to the wire then with Paladin. This warrior, this is obviously just going to be the other Doomguard.
Yeah, that's gonna bring this to a Game 5 for Misadventure. She ran into some very difficult control decks from Slippin' Jimmy, but this Control Warrior is having a hard time getting a foot on the ground.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, it has its guaranteed win against the Paladin. Good thing that Paladin didn't win the first game, otherwise...
Well, Jimmy just may not draw the crabs. I mean, that's entirely possible.
Yeah, but the rest of the deck's good enough against it. Like, this warrior could be favored in theory without the crabs. Like, at least slightly favored. And it had at least one slam in it, so it has a little more draw than normal.
Oh,
The
both
curator's very
crabs
slow.
offered to Slippin' Jimmy. Oh, are you kidding me?
Nice.
Didn't even have to send him back for the mulligan. They said, we're ready, coach. Send us in. So does Misadventure play around it? Does she just
No.
refuse the Murloc opening?
No. No, you just have to. You just have to hope. Like, the Murlocs are the strongest thing in your deck. You have to try.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, but my goodness, just those. I mean, and think about this: if Misadventure is watching the Mulligan
Oh, she is.
and she saw Jimmy only click one card, she's got to know.
Surprised they actually didn't keep that.
So she did get the Vilefin Inquisitor, yet going to opt for the Protector instead as an opener, which I don't blame her. Slippin' Jimmy just needs to play the waiting game here. He's going to wait for that first
has
Murloc to show up.
Has Bloodraiser, has plenty of things to do in worlds without Murlocs.
The light
Indeed.
dims, but we fight.
Oh,
She's doing it. She's
actually
playing around it.
Using to play Murlocs. Saw 2
Yep.
cards get kept that haven't been played.
I mean, she can coin out the Corpse Taker here and have something to do. Spikeridge Steed is helpful, but not quite yet.
No. This will just be Corpse Taker, which won't get Wind Fury, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure there's only one Group Crew Master being played.
Yeah, there's no reason you play more than one. The Blood Razor though is going to allow Slippin' Jimmy to clear the board.
Yeah, see? No Hungry Grabs needed. Okay, rather
Ooh.
get the...
Picked up a Ghoul off the top instead, just even better.
Rather get the Minion down. I know that... yeah, I guess it's even better.
Oh no, Misadventure's turn forward's really awkward now. Board's been cleared just in
Ugh.
front of that Blessing of Kings.
Yuck.
I mean, you're right on the money, Slimsh. Like, she opted to play around the Hungry Crab and played a weaker opening because of it, and she's getting punished. This
Yeah,
is
that's
so
something.
rough.
Yeah, and it's not like the Murloc's even good now.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah, like, you just, even without the crabs, you're playing a 1-3 into a 3-3. It just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, and wow, if Misadventure plays the Vilefin with Blessing of Kings next turn, yeah, she'll play the Group Coup at this point.
I would think so, yeah.
It would lead so well into the Spikeridge Steed if there was any world where it sticks, but
Yeah. Jimmy, though, does have the Blood Razor, so he's going to have the opportunity to just clear it off the board. Something Jimmy having all the answers in this matchup.
clear the whole thing. Crab's still in hand. Eventually there will be a Murloc that gets Tron that's too juicy not to play. Not that.
Yeah, I mean, she just has no play here, aside from a Murloc or a Hero Power plus a Blessing of Kings.
Yeah. Well, can always give it to a 1/1.
Reporting for duty.
Yep, and that's the play. So yeah, we're getting into Primordial Drake territory here now.
Yeah, Jimmy has no answer for the 5/5, but at
Nope.
35 health, does he need one?
Just hit it, equip another weapon, armor up, have Primordial Drake.
Yeah, you're right. Just deal with it over 2 turns.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's doing. Ooh. Going into turn 7 for Misadventure. Now really with no play other than Murloc plus Spikeridge Steed. Oh, I'm sorry, she has a 5-1 on the board. I'm so used to her getting cleared off the board here, but the Black Knight again.
Yeah.
Being able
Black
to
Knight. Hero Power.
oh,
never
Spellbreaker
mind.
off the top.
That's a tiny bit better.
Oh my goodness. Tyrion will at least get a chance to
then
hit
he'll
the
get-
board, but then
he'll-
Black Knight will have the answer. Oh man.
Yeah.
This is hard to watch, Slimsh.
Put your faith in the
This is
light.
hard to watch.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, and Spellbreaker off the top again.
None
Gonna let the Ashbringer happen.
Yeah.
Keep the weapon.
Jimmy had the option to go Spellbreaker and then
Yeah,
trade.
whatever. Has the Primordial Drake, so the weapon's
Yeah.
not going to matter a ton.
Yeah, you're right. Double Bone Mare in the hand for Misadventure now. He's gonna Hero Power and play out the Bone Mare. Well, at least there's no more Black Knights.
Reporting for duty.
I mean, all credit to Misadventure for trying to stay in this game
yeah.
without playing her Murloc.
She's playing it smart. I mean, the Murlocs will have to get played eventually, or maybe not.
I don't know. You've seen those left two cards being in the hand since the Mulligan. What else could it be?
If they're going to get played, it's going to be on a turn with a Megasaur.
Yeah, just to maybe offer the Death Rattle.
Yeah. A lot of war ones have been used, so. Slam. Yeah, there's a board clear here with Slam and Primordial Drake.
Or Sleep with the Fishes.
Yeah, getting down to Primordial Drakes in front of that Ashbringer seems
Yeah, seems
pretty
good.
nice. Also, bit of a miss. Oh, I guess okay. Save slip and Jimmy damage on the face by playing it not this way.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that he needed to, but yeah, I think this is fine.
Haven't seen any Bring It On yet with all these tech inclusions. This
Yeah.
is a Dead Man's Warrior, but not
Yeah,
even close to being the traditional one.
No, not at all. I think this is just Control Warrior. I think it's much like the Mage deck where he just said, I'm going to take every anti-aggro tool, every removal tool available to me and just throw it in the deck.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Alchemist
Crazed
will allow him
Alchemist Bone
to,
Mare.
go cleared with the Ashbringer and then get a Bone Mare, guaranteed Bone Mare target. Not bad.
Yep, keep winning.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, the
Oh,
Murlocs
no.
have played, but they're getting adapted at least. That seems.
True enough. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, she has the... she has all the mana to do this, but both of them are going to get cleared. Gets the health, but it's not going to matter. Click, click, clack, clack. Oh, no, he's going to brawl it. What? Okay, I'm okay with this. Yeah, just clear the entire board, forget the creds.
Yeah. Interesting that he brawled. Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
William Murloc had.
it does make sense, though, because going with the crab still leaves a couple of minions on the... still would have left 3 minions. But the brawl left up the biggest minion on the board, and the Bone Mare gets a guaranteed target. Misadventure now does not care. She's like, all right, bring on the crabs. I'm ready. And Jimmy does still have the brawl in hand, and he does have the Sleep of the Fishes, but this is a ton of power on Misadventure's side of the board.
Yeah, wow. This is actually.
She might
Well,
just
I
pull
mean,
this
there's
off.
Primordial Drake and Sleep with the Fishes, and then the Megasaur can't get through.
Yeah, that's what she's gonna go for.
It can. Well, no.
So she'll get the trade, but she's also gonna get a refill.
Yeah, and now
with
the
the second
Murlocs
hand.
will actually get eaten.
Yep. Gonna get the War Leader, Rock Pool, Hero Power. Or maybe just War Leader, Rock Pool, and then the Megasaur. But
Oh,
yeah, it's just gonna get eaten. I love that this is happening, but
You might really be wondering where those crabs are. They didn't happen. There was the
oh,
brawl
stealth!
instead.
Stealth!
Oh my god.
Oh. I mean, unfortunately, Jimmy still has the brawl in hand, but that stealth was super handy.
Yeah.
Garrosh can clear the board
Oh,
too.
Just Garrosh. Just armor up Garrosh. Hit that Megasaur.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's even better. And then, yeah, this Murloc's totally getting eaten. So will any that gets top decked or the hero power.
And again, Jimmy just keeps coming up with answers, and it's so tough. Hydrologists, not enough to keep the momentum going.
Wow.
None of these secrets even really. Hell, I Getaway Kodo will return a Murloc. She's gonna redemption it. Okay,
Poor Paladin. Poor Murlocs.
but again, like that's a secret you can't play the hero power into. You got to just play the secret and leave up what you have on board. Yeah, she's gonna do it anyway.
And it's time to eat.
Snip, snip. Here it goes.
What the curator's only drawing a cold light, I think.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
Or are there even two cold
Because
lights?
she got her Drakes. It didn't draw a cold blood or a cold light last time after she played or he played the first one. So.
is for guests only.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's
Dead draw
over.
off the top for Misadventure. That is game.
Oh, you should have attacked the 1/1.
Yeah, it took a little bit of extra damage there, but yeah, leaving Paladin in top deck mode with finally the crabs got played.
The victory is
Yeah,
That's gonna
rough
do
deal
it.
for Paladin. It kind of didn't have a chance the whole time against these control decks featuring Hungry Crabs too much.
Misadventure did manage to get back into the series, though.
Mhm.
Brought it to a game 5, but ultimately, these tech choices from Slip and Jimmy got him the series. So he's going to open up the match for Doghouse with a 3-2 win. That'll push them ahead of the Texas Stubbies. So the rest of Misadventure's team has a little bit of work to do. But 2 games in, though, that's 2 points is going to matter almost certainly.
Yep, they've had a lot of reliable wins on Misadventure, but Slip and Jimmy with the spicy decks, the hungriest of crabs. Yeah,
So
it wasn't really in Paladin's reach. But yeah, the 2 points can mean a whole lot. They can.
Well, do we want to try to bring in Jimmy on an interview to close out the night?
I'm game.
See if maybe In Position can send him a message.
Let me check with him. Hold on a sec.
But to review in the meantime, we have our first set was Necrotic from Prep Coin Concede versus Cody and Dirty Mac and the Boys. Cody took that series 3-1 to keep Dirty Mac and the Boys in that series after Jetlaw and Robobson both won their sets 3-2 earlier this week. Second match was Energy versus Swagboy. Boom Boom Hall versus Brasky. Brasky getting a very troublesome game with that Priest and allowing Boom Boom Hall to get a 3-0 against the Highlander. And then we just saw on stream Misadventure almost going the distance, but Slip and Jimmy with a full control set going 3-2 against Misadventure's more aggressive lineup.
Yep, hungry crabs, man.
Hungry crabs.
Poor Paladin.
Yeah, I also have Paladin in my lineup this week, and I'm starting to get nervous after seeing
bring
this.
Paladin. You won't be disappointed. I've got the control Paladin tips.
Sweet. All right, man. Hey, good to see you. We just saw you pull out this very close series. So first, congratulations for you and Doghouse. But we want to ask you about these decks. These are very unconventional decks. What was the thought process going in with a full control lineup?
I didn't want to try to beat anything except Paladin. I fully expected to go 3-2. I'm surprised I won with Warlock. But I teched every deck against Paladin, and I just wanted to full counter to Paladin since it's a pretty easy deck to counter. You know, I had 2 Spellbreakers in all my decks. I had 2 Hungry Crabs, a lot of AoE.
What were you thinking when in that game 5 when the deck offered you both Hungry Crabs off the top?
Oh, I laughed. That was great. She played around it for a while, but I mean, with the thing is, without the Murlocs, their starts are so slow, and I can just sit and wait on the crabs. That was completely fine with me. Eventually, they're going to get value.
And
yes, undoubtedly.
The priest ban as well. Was that part of the strategy going in?
Kind of. I mean, I don't really think it matters as long as I didn't ban the paladin. But I figured like it could be potentially aggro druid. My decks are good against that. My decks can also beat Zoo if need be. So I just thought priest would be the best ban.
Makes sense.
Slim, any questions for him here?
So, yeah, that mage did it. It just had all. Were there 2 meteors in there by any chance?
Oh yeah, there are 2 meters.
So you just had all the removal. Didn't want any mana worms. Didn't want any.
Yeah, I just wanted removal. That was
Yeah.
it. That deck was supposed to be paladin and nothing else.
We thought that deck was really, really cool.
That's pretty spicy. Double all the removals.
Yeah, that was quite the deck. Yeah, a very, very, very interesting strategy. Probably could have also worked against what did turn out to be the zoo, but yeah, just kind of didn't work in that warrior. That dead man's hand warrior was just completely unlike anything else. No bring it on. Had the curator synergy pumped in there.
Yep, like I said, that warrior deck was made to beat paladin and pretty much nothing else.
Yeah. So Paladin was not going to win, provided it was Murloc Paladin, of course.
Yeah, I mean that was a gamble I took. Last time I played her on stream, she brought Murloc Paladin. I just assumed it was going to be Murloc Paladin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good read considering how good Murloc Paladin really still is by the numbers. But THL, if you know your opponent's going to bring the strongest deck of a certain class, you can kind of expect to get double crabbed in return. Well, cool, man. Any final thoughts, Jimmy, for that match? Yours was the first match of the set, and you got the win 3-2. Any thoughts to share with us?
Not really. The only thought I had going in was beat paladin. So
Were your teammates privy to the strategy? Did they think it was crazy? Did they just trust you?
I didn't show it to them. I didn't know what they'd think of it. So I just I had a good feeling it would work.
Well, we had the tavern talk the other night, and C. Parker's the host of it, of course, and he mentioned that he saw what you had submitted. He wasn't quite sure what you were up to, but that I don't know that he believed, I guess. So it seems
Yeah,
like his faith was not misplaced.
no priest or rogue, which you don't see a lot of.
Yeah, we were wondering about that. It's like, oh, look at this. No priest, no rogue. Just very, very risky strategy, but it did pay off.
Hey, I mean, beat Paladin, no risk.
There you go.
That's
All right,
good.
Jimmy. Well, thanks for taking a minute to talk to us. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. So, congrats on your first win, and good luck in the next round.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, congrats.
Very nice. All right, Slim, final thoughts on the evening here?
Mixed feelings overall. That second series with poor Brasky with that first game going downhill from there, and then seeing the very unique decks of Slip and Jimmy with the anti-paladin strategy, and yeah, I don't know if anything was as striking as that from the first match, but yeah, it was an interesting night. I'm excited to see how these playoffs continue to turn out. Boom Boom Hall struck back, Cody struck back. Those series got evened up. This one started from nowhere, so yeah, there's still plenty that can happen.
Yeah,
Which is the
man.
best way.
You're right, man. Like Dirty Mike and the boys and Synergy both kind of having their backs against the wall here, and Cody and Boom Boom being able to deliver a win for their teams and good wins at that, a 3-1 and a 3-0 to keep both of those teams in those playoff series. So this is going to be a really exciting weekend for playoff results if you're a fan of Team Hearth League.
Yeah, I'm really excited, especially if Well, right now the Dirty Mike and the Boys Prep Coin Concede series is very close, and we didn't get to see any of the Aeon series tonight. We got to see some of all the other series though, but yeah, the Aeon series and the Dirty Mike and the Boys series is one where we thought there might have been some edge, but really in the Dirty Mike and the Boys Prep Coin Concede, it's really quite a close series. So yeah, I'll probably be looking at that one the most at the end
Yeah,
of the day.
that's currently that one is 9-8, I think, in favor of Prep Coin Concede, with Dirty Mike and the Boys managing to get 2 wins on their 2 losses. So yeah, those 2 points matter a heck of a lot. So you're never out of it. You got to just keep fighting and try to win as many games as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. I think we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up here. So from the broadcast booth, that's me, Cinder, and Slim's joining me in position as always. Thanks for your work, and Banja for a great stream host. From all of us to you, good night, and we will see you next week.
Bye.